Good evening and welcome to episode 14 of the podcast Get It Forward. Special guest tonight. We're going to have him in as number 13. We wanted someone ugly to come in at number 13, but unfortunately for us, he couldn't make it, so we had to bring Danny South in for that one, so, which is a good mate of his anyway, so he'll not be too bothered about that. A special guest for the reason of his longevity in non-league. Probably second to nobody, to be fair, still playing at the ripe old age of 42 and looking after himself like he always has done. A lot of people think he's Marmite. Genuinely speaking, he's a winner, a born winner, and he's got plenty of promotions on his CV and been at many clubs in region and further afield. So without further ado, Mr. Danny Patterson. Would welcome to you, Danny lad. Thanks for joining us today. It's great to have you on, mate, and I think this will do really well, obviously, like I've just mentioned there, that your longevity in game. I think I first laid eyes on you when we were probably late teens. We've gone through this football journey together, mate, at various clubs. Never been at a club together.
Was that football or to volley?
We've probably had a few pints together actually as well, but he's never drank as much as me, that's why he looks 10 times better than he likes. So. But no, I think we've played against each other many times. We've had some laughs on the way. And you've picked me to a few titles, which I'm sure we'll come on to later. I feel, but yeah, how we always, I don't know if you've seen many of these podcasts. What we want to do is just get an overview of your career, people that have been involved in your football journey. You know, that can be anybody from your family, right from to players you've been with. Obviously, the successes that you've had, not only on a Saturday, but obviously the successes that you've had with that fantastic Joker team of this modern era that we've all been involved in, because for a Sunday side that was one other side that you've got built there as well. So, but starting right back, mate, so if you can cast your mind back, it's a fair few years ago, mate, and it was gone like that, but where did it all start for you?
Probably Wingfield Club with my dad. I was watching him. Obviously, we are Richard and Simon Barraclough.
Yeah, Barry,
yeah. A couple of lads.
Same height as you then.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something, good player.
Brilliant player. Just watching his dad for Wingfield Club, they had a good side, like brilliant side. And I just went to watch.
Barry's dad playing at the same time.
Yeah, as my dad and Anthony Hutchinson, a couple who played on league at the beginning. Some really top players, and it was a crazy change room. It was brilliant to be around. And just my dad basically. That's had a big influence ever since, and same with our Richard as well. And
you've got like what people might not, a lot of people in non-league will understand that, but obviously your brother's Rich, and you've had this journey together, haven't you, really? And you've been at a few clubs together, but you've been at a fair few not together as well. I have got one burning question to ask you about an incident that happened a couple of years ago. I don't think it'll be the first time, and it might not be the last, mate, who knows. But it must have been nice to share some of the good times though with your Rich.
Yeah, brilliant. We've always crossed paths, we've always been together, like we're best mates, well, not just brothers. So it just started from that with my dad, and just the change. Like, to be fair, we were quite young to be in a changing room, and I think that
we talked about this last
night. It's just something else, isn't it? It's a big like.
It's just flip though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it'd be frowned upon now for all the wrong reasons, really. You know, like I can remember going to watch my old man. He used to play at Marquis. And it was. And Joke had a great side, fair, they were a good side, they've always been a decent side, but we used to be the same, I used to be sat at corner at dressing, and all you could smell were rubbing oils, weren't it?
Brilliant.
But like, I think that gave me, it was just like an eye-opener, and I just thought, this is class. You know, they were all grown blokes, just taking piss out of each other. They'd have a game of footy together, and they'd be all, if it kicked off, they were all in. And then they'd go back on 3 or 4 pints, chip butties back in the pub and watch football game.
That were exactly the same with them. They were a bit like, they were at each other, and you look at them and they're like, nearly going for each other. The next thing, they've got their arms around each other, and you think, it's just like, as a kid, you watch it and you just think, what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? You're like, well, I must have been, God, 7, maybe 8. Richard will have been even younger, 6.
You and your Richard was on the ball between you?
All time. And my dad was like, he was main player of the team, and he was captain, and he was loud one and funny one, and he was like one had to go at people, and we like just stand there watching him and like thinking,
my dad's on one.
Like, we'd seen it like it was with football, like it's still like it now, and like you just watching, and then but the next thing he's like pulling people up and get it right side, they won everything. Yeah, just won everything Little senior were doing all. So his dad played, brilliant player What best about
We won it then, that
Wingfield Club, Kimmy Park.
All right, okay.
Quite a rough council estate area, rough area, but yeah, brilliant team. God, just good couple of years. Yeah.
Will's dad, similar to him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like
a bull,
hard as nails, just killed everybody. But he was brilliant, he was odd man, and just exact same as Will. You wouldn't believe, Harry talks and everything. The other thing, Barra's dad was skillful one, just like Barra was, and my dad was one who ran about and got stuck into people. And pulled people along. And it's weird, isn't it? How you become your dad at kind of such. And
and I think if you see it and you've had a lot of good times watching that, you take a lot from it, don't you? I think you take a lot more from that than you actually watching pro game. Right back to your junior football, and that at Menagerial, that's what started you off. And I just couldn't wait for Sundays just to go and watch my old man play and that. And it didn't matter what, if it were pissing it down. And then we used to say, don't take our break with you, and I'd be like, I'm going, I just want to enjoy it again. It was great.
Our young one now hates it if bars it or when there's a Husband game.
Because
that means that's the Husband game. I think just because they're involved more than ground, you need
what's
going on.
Well, I did it last year with Jude with Parkgate. One thing I wanted to do with second season, first thing a bit too young, and then I said to our I'm going to bring him every game. Obviously, he wanted to come anyway. He went in change room. I don't found a problem. We had him in every time. Dempsey sometimes Jude's in after a night. I thought no, he's staying here. I want him to sit and listen and obviously swearing. Don't got big swear words, but take it all in. The next thing he knows, all lads were brilliant. With Duggan and all them, Will Claspy and Brandon and Whitfield and all them.
You'd rather pick up on swearing than Nebs' Julian.
Oh yeah, well you're like Nebs' fashion attire. That's something else, isn't it?
When you're aside then,
so Junior Millers kind of linked to Rotherham at that point, weren't they? So we went down there. My dad took us down and
they played their own games.
We used to play indoor games at first. It was bizarre. You play that, remember at Millmore with that indoor pitch? You'd play them on there, and you'd play visiting the away team who were playing Rotherham. So you were playing Brighton or
it was a Ratter.
I played year up. All the way through.
Just always physically fit.
Always seemed to run about more than everybody else. I've always been physically fit, I think. But I played year up all the way through until obviously last year, and I went down to my own year. And because I'd done that in my last year, I was just, it was miles easier for me because I played against bigger lads and got kicked to death. And I speak to some of them now, and I can't remember much at games. It's weird, I can't remember that far back. And I speak to someone, they're like, well, you didn't look like you were a year below, but I weren't.
Who was in that Rotherham side? We had tried.
What else? So there were Craig A. Fawn, Millie. Crazy. He could tackle them back then. He were even at comp
You were decent, Millie, though, weren't
they were good. I mean,
Murray Josephs and he was a great lad.
I remember him we had an all-weather pitch at Kimmy School. Did you ever see it? It was sand, hard sand.
It was like a roar, weren't it?
It was horrible.
It was just sand.
And you played in winter, and there were puddles on it and everything. And I remember the first time I played against, so there were Millie, main three in our school were Millie, Barra, and me. And Barra were miles better than us too. Barra up there, and me and Millie were just a bit lower. And I just remember Millie, Barra skimmed him. And I just saw Millie look at him, and obviously I was mates with him and all the way through school as well. And he went downside, and Barra just took Barra straight out with ankle. I mean, hammered him. I made a game on Saturday, and just didn't play. And then I fell out with it at 16 to 17. Strangely, we went to Thomas Rotherham College, and all my mates went there. Barra got signed at Rotherham. He was only one.
You were brilliant, Barra.
He was levels. I don't know how you remember it, Troy.
No, I know.
Miles quicker.
He just used to bag for fun.
Short. Well, he got running more letting because he was too small. I said, didn't they? And he scored 28 goals or something in reserve. And they got let him go and he went to Matlock, and he did well at Matlock, didn't he, to be fair, but so I forgot what I was saying now. Oh yeah, so fell out with it, and then
for what reason?
Well, so I went to TRC. Millie had not gone to, so main three we thought, Barrington and Rotherham. I went to Thomas Robin, Millie went into an apprenticeship, so he didn't go. So all new players, I remember we had trials, and I don't know if you remember TRC, but they used to have like 6 sides, didn't they? There were XI, then it went down to like 5th side, and went to trials, and I got picked in XI, and played first game, and I hated it. I don't know if it were, there were a lot of old lads, so I was a bit funny with that. I don't know, he signed some Phoenix under 18s.
Okay.
So I was 17 at this point, and manager was Glenn Rennie. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
So you know Uriah Rennie, who was Prem Ref?
Okay.
It was his little brother.
Right.
And that man, I'm telling you, if it weren't for him, I genuinely don't know if I'd have carried on playing like he was unbelievable for me. So my dad would like, when you get a bit older, your dad backs off a little bit, don't they? Like, he weren't involved as much, and
you're close to adulthood, it's
yeah,
stand on your own 2 feet, like, do what you want to do.
Yeah, and he was working away and stuff, so he weren't really watching games and stuff and that, and so I signed with Glenn, and he put me centre mid. I've not even played centre mid at school, I always played right mid. I was, even through Rotherham, always right mid, just up and down everywhere. Wing back, I mean, it's free back, too a lot back then, didn't it? And we used to play right wing, and he put me centre mid, and he was like, I don't know why you've never played centre mid. He's like, this is not, he's like a big guy, and everybody respected him, and he'd shouted, and but like he'd arm around you, and he was brilliant for me, like, and he'd like, I do it now with my kids at kids football. He used to stand at me at the pitch for a game kick-off, and he'd stand behind me, and he'd grab me head, and he'd go, he's like moving me head like that. He's going, when you get ball, do this, move your head, move your head. You know, when you haven't got ball, keep doing this. He just got me looking at him like this.
It's right, like it.
Yeah, I know, and I thought, what's he on about?
Scan.
Yeah, and he like, I'd always scanned and stuff, but like, not as much as him, and they were telling me to run and in front of defence, and at that point I was bombing on as well, and he was massive for me, honestly.
Big shout out to him then that.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it could have gone a completely different way?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I always loved football. Football's always been my life. I love it, but I don't think if it weren't for him, I don't know.
Which, 25 years later, is quite a bold statement, isn't it, for what you've done and what you've achieved and stuff like that. To go back 25 years and go, actually, with that man there, actually, you got me love back from him. And well, that what it were. The years you've played with. Deserve some credit as well. You've played with some at best, obviously, because of what you've won and this and other. But so there was Scott Hartley in that team. Who else were in that?
Just me and Scott Hartley. I literally went on to do anything. It was surprising how good Glenn was, but others just like kind of just went to Sunday League football. So he went to, I think he went to Buxton Frontney, didn't he? He was only young, weren't he? Maybe, I don't know if he'd gone somewhere else before, but he weren't far off from winning Buxton.
Were they in Central Midlands then, Phoenix at the time? Or were it
were like an under 18s league, it weren't like that, it's a bit different now, isn't it? But it was just an under 18s league, and they'd never won under 18s league ever. We won it by about 15 points. And like, we were just him, that manager, like, he got everybody together, and he'd turn up and everybody just run.
Play that first team pitch for Phoenix.
Yeah. So big pitch, good pitch, big pitch, And he'd build it front, back, and did the same at Port Gale, didn't it? A lot of teams, and then the big crossfield pass back straight out to wing, and he's isolated one-on-one, and he was always good, and the big
get at him.
Same plan with, but you could never outrun that team. It was just
Is that where it started for you central then?
Yeah, that was it, definitely.
And you loved it that much?
Loved it.
I'm just going to play there.
Yeah,
Did you play Phoenix men's then there, or did you just come to a decision that you needed to just...
No, so it was weird again, so I didn't fall out with it, but I got back into it and stuff, and my girlfriend at the time, he'll laugh at this, but Liam Royals, it was his sister.
Right.
So Liam was only a nipper then. Liam was it's funny, I played in the same side as him older, but he was like 7, 8. And I'd take him up and play football with him. It's that crazy one, obviously I'm at the same Allen side with him and Port Gate and stuff like that. And so we can't
get it. Did you play Sundays with him?
No, I didn't play Sundays, so obviously it was like, he was only 7, 8, he only nipper like. We might get into joke, but when I split up with girlfriend, obviously it weren't like kind of happy ending at that point. So like obviously mates with him and everything, but his dad, his friends were playing for Fort Paisley, like with a county senior side then, county senior prem, but they were struggling, and they were like.
They used to play on back at pub, didn't they?
Yeah.
Behind ball,
behind ball. And then they moved when I signed. He only played one game here. They moved it up at Eckersfield Red Rose, you know where they play, two pitches. They'd play out, not on the pavilion, that one closest to the fence of a side, and he was like, go and play there. I thought, men's football, first year I thought, Saturdays and all, not Sundays, straight to Saturdays. And I thought, yeah, I'll go down. And manager just loved me, like, they were called Richard, I can't remember his last name, he was brilliant, like, very good for me, manager. So I was young, and there were they signed a couple more young ones, Lewis Pierce, so he got released. Craig,
Were you at Wednesday?
yeah, Craig Cook, played at AFP and all,
right back.
yeah, right back, he plays right back now, but used to be right winger at that point, up and down, yeah. And yeah, so we signed for them, and God, that was an eye opener. Yeah, so so like just some older lads, you know, I didn't like them, they didn't like me, so they just hammered young ones. Like I remember, like, oh God, I used to lose my head at that point, but like lose ball and then scream at you for nothing, like, and it was just constant. But it won't hit younger ones. Yeah, it was like, what, don't get what you're doing. I know what they were. I get it. I know the frustrating stuff. And it was first season and that. I was playing all right, to be fair. I weren't, but the other younger ones, it were hammering them and hammering them. It weren't hammering me at first. It was, and I just thought, I'm not that bothered, because I knew I was better than them, and I knew other two young ones were better than them and all. But them two didn't take it well. Like they couldn't play, like they were losing ball time. They couldn't do it. I was getting it back. So only 18. And out of the one called, I can't remember his from up here. I can't remember his name now, but called Nathan. And
not the one who's been managing goal now.
No, not yet. So him and one called Summers, Bucko, I speak to Bucko now, but
I think I know you mean Nathan. I think he played with Stockton Reserves for a while.
That's the one, that's it.
I can't remember his surname.
Rubbish. I can see it, but I'm not afraid to say it.
I can't remember his surname.
I don't, that's how good he was.
But he was with reserves and I went first team at Stockton, definitely.
Prick.
No, we said it. Hey, he's done alright. He's done alright.
He went first.
He film more, yeah.
And he was alright, you know, off pitch, he was alright, like, but just on pitch, he was like, it just weren't my type. And he weren't very good. I've said it to him since. And the one called Summers who played NCL, but he'd come down, he went at end, and he was just hammering people just because he was coming to end. You see it now sometimes, but you're like getting bitter at young ones, I just thought, and I was arguing back, and he was like shocked because I was getting him back. At this point, my dad had started watching, so my dad's like, he's not saying no, but I'd come up after the game, and he's like, get him back, make sure you keep getting him, don't back down to him. And then we come to presentation night, and we'd done well, like we'd finished about 4th or 5th in Prem, which were high for them. They always like used to get relegation. I got played here, players, manager, got all the lot, and he'd come over, and I always remember it. He went, "That's why I hard on you," and I went, "No, you won't."
You were trying to take plots.
Yeah, well, that's why I warned you, because I know you'll go on to do better things in this team. And I thought, "No, you won't. You went to just being a dick," and I went, and I remember it. I never forget it ever. It's something like that. If it's like going at me when I've not started it, I know I start things at times purposely, but we'll come to that later. But like he come for me. I didn't say what, and then I played him like 4 or 5 years after. I played him for Joker, and he was playing for like they were called Awesome Tiger from Ford, and he was captain, and I was captain at Joker then, and I weren't normally captain. Focus was captain, but he weren't there that day, and I shook his hand in the middle. Yeah. I remember grabbing his hand, and I'm only 23, and he was like 30 odd. Good, decent player, and all that, not a bad player, but I just thought, and 5 years on, I thought, you're having it today, you.
Yeah,
and I don't just mean tackling wise, I was going to be on him with my mouth was going at that point, and I just, and honestly, I always remember him, I hammered him all game. I didn't want to go out, we beat him 5 or 6 now, I scored 1 or 2, pen and something else, and every time he got the ball, I was on him, like, and talking to him and all, and I just never let it lie. Yeah, and I walked off pitch, and he'd come over and like shook my hand, and he went, he proved me wrong. And I thought, and this is, I was a bit arrogant. I went here to prove you wrong. I just wanted you were talking shit when I was on a night out for nothing.
You just sort of think like you'd eat your own words one day. Like,
yeah, I just thought, I know I'd come up against him again, but it was weird that he'd gone for me. I was a young lad. I weren't like, now if I see something like that, I'll get people coming to me, and that's why I don't go out much. But they're like, they'll have a go for me. I've said something to them, and I'll have probably started it, like to try and get in their heads in a game. I was like, lads, it's not personal. It's just a football. It's not a game. If you speak to me after the game, I'm not like I am on the pitch.
Funny, isn't it? The flip side of it, which I think you were quite open about that, and we'll come on to a bit more about that later. But that side of it, that finding a way to win sometimes. If you're not playing well sometimes as well, it's like they haven't got a second action, have they?
Yeah.
If the football's not doing talking off, I've fucked it here. I ain't
Yeah.
got another way to go. And I used to think I've got to do something.
Yeah.
And if this means smashing someone into the stand, if this means coming through back of
Yeah.
13 people just to win header,
Yeah.
I'll do whatever I can.
Of course, yeah.
Because I'm having a stinker in these
Yeah.
things and
Yeah.
so sometimes it's that side of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's and I think it's becoming less and less frequent.
And I think there's a bit of you've got to have a bit of humility as well. Because when it goes
Yeah.
all the way,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and I don't know if I'll ever remember this, but I remembered it once.
He must have been thinking about this last time.
I played for Ponty. He's at Answorth. We're near top work with both of us, and I think we played each other towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
And obviously he's at it, I'm at it. He got ball at edge of box and I've shouted, just like Maggie, he's fucking shit.
What happened?
He put straight into a
So young guy, I hope you keep that on. I don't think I'll score a goal, that.
I hope you keep that on.
It went over 20 years ago, so we were
Were you marking?
No, I was playing full back. It just dropped in my edge of box and I've gone, when he fucking shoot, he's shit. And he just
That Oliver's Mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it, yeah.
That was
Grass pitch, near the grass pitch then.
Yeah, I just love that pitch.
On bottom.
Yeah.
That's same or
Same way as now, it has to because that's where grass are, isn't
We won
it?
the same game with that or about when I scored penalty in his quarter.
Oh, when you said to you which way you're putting it and you said.
It's winning there for you.
Always tell them what side you put it in anyway, and you still put it there.
It went over there.
Did it? You think you're bluffing them, don't they? It's the best way to double bluff them, isn't it?
So after your little spell at Fort then, mate, was it just a year then?
Just a year, yeah.
And then where'd you go?
Mexborough Main Street.
Yes, you did.
So,
What a side that was.
yeah, that's what I mean. I went from Thorpe, where I liked some of the lads, but not all of them, and then Mexborough, honestly, brilliant.
Best county senior side for ages.
Yeah, but to be fair,
Who's took you there? Your Chris?
no.
John McGarley, the manager.
John McGowan, manager, but it were, I'd played against them second to last game of the season, and I'd played against our Chris and Ryan McGawley and Timmy Watkinson.
Yeah, Tim Watkins.
Brilliant midfield freaks. Our Chris would just sit, Timmy would bomb on everywhere, and Ryan would just clear everything up, wouldn't it? Like Timmy Watkinson, most underrated footballer I've ever met. I thought he was brilliant at that point. Like he was just a proper
Who would have been
footballer.
spearheading it? Gavin and Brannigan?
So yeah, so Gavin just signed, and obviously Gavin Grant grew up with me and Richard, and so Gavin just signed. Gavin playing.
What's the difference in ages between you and Alex then?
So Gav's 4 years below me. Is he 38 now? Yeah, and Grant's same age as our Richard.
Okay.
So Grant and Richard were best mates through school.
Yeah.
So because of that, me and Gav started being mates with and all. So Gav we played the second game and that second last game, and I had a very good game against all three of them. I won our Chris all the time, and he was a good player, Chris. People forget, people forget how good he was. He could ping a ball, and
Good player.
yeah, and he was quite a big set lad. Where
Yeah,
you can tell you what, and
Yeah.
he'd flying with that little crap late tackle he used to do all the time.
Yeah.
And he did very well against them, and I remember coming off and John McGaw put his arm around and went, "You're Chris's cousin?" I'm like, "Yeah." They were like, "Come with us next year, you shouldn't be with these, we're going to win this league next year." Because Affersley had won it for about 4 or 5 years. They had Rye White and all them, they were winning it every year.
Yeah.
And we played, so I went, yeah, so I come and we'd sign Nicky Williams, from Nicky, crackers,
Yeah. Absolute loose cannon.
orders nails,
Decent, isn't it?
right nice, you know what, right nice kid off pitch.
Yeah,
and all.
absolutely.
Bit nuts, he'll tell you that, he's a bit crazy, but he had some talent, he was a talented kid, and Grant had signed at that point. Gazibbet was here. So it was a lot of Colin Campbell team, so that Brannigan's team and Gav's team on Sundays, so I was playing for them as well at that point. And it was a lot of that team, Chris signed for us.
So Colin Campbell, that.
Yeah.
Come across him Sunday.
No.
They were pretty much Mexborough Main Street.
So Gav and Grant's dad, Dave, he was manager at Colin Campbell, and he was obviously landlord at pub as well. So it was brilliant. We had Brannigan, Gazibbet, Gav, Tom Brailsford were really good at that point. He just come back from America. And so I'd signed with Mexborough, and we played Affersley second game of the season, and Affersley expected to proper roll us over because we won 2-0.
I like to have seen that when you and Ryan White win.
So that was the first time, to be honest. Funny enough, I seen him at a kids. He does Wunwell Kids. His kid plays for them, and it was funny. We were laughing about it over weeks. I remember that first one because it could have come together down the corner and ball bounced over, and he used to go off the ball, didn't he? But he was more clever than me at it, I was 41. And we both, when I was born, we were both straight reds, both of them, but he come on ref gave us both for yellows. And then we just stayed away from each other completely. We just thought we were going to get sent off here. We won 2-0 and I think Nicky Williams got them both. And we had a great season. We won league and Mexborough never won county senior at that point. And that was my first proper league, and we played Montague Cup. We got to the final at Montague, it was like 2000 watching. And I always remember it, and we lost 1-0 in final. We were miles better than them, but we played against Troy Bennett. Can you remember him in middle?
Yes. Oh, well, that against them, but it won one.
Yeah. And we battered him. And I remember he never hardly touched ball, didn't really head it.
Well,
but he ran game completely. Like the pace at game, all went for. He knew when to slow it down, knew when to speed it up.
Class.
He knew how to smash you. He knew how to do. He was horrible.
If you watch him, he looked lazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he wasn't, were he?
No, but
Yeah.
he used to go around the pitch, but his technical ability was like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Played with us at Fossils.
Yeah.
Played to Troy, then you left 4th and Gummersall.
That's how they called it. But yeah, I just remember watching him thinking, that's something I used to when I was younger. I used to watch big game, like you said, you'd watch certain players how they went off and what they did and the better players.
It's not game there, it's what you're
learning.
doing.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Mon Cup though, I was going to ask you that as well. You've obviously played in how many finals?
4 or 5.
Won it
3 times.
Won it 3 times. All the AFP?
I didn't play for AFP.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Joker, sorry. Joker.
Joker.
Mexborough once?
Mexborough once, Joker twice. No, sorry, Mexborough twice, Joker once. Played in 3 because that was the thing with Mexborough, at the end of that first season, Portgate were coming, Montborough were coming, Dunnington were coming, we're all watching. Dunnington were quite up there at that point. Yeah. And they were picking up, they were 7 days going in all the time, the end of the season. And I think they knew.
Gavin Grant went there, didn't they?
So Gavin Grant went to Dunnington.
Oh, what manager's name?
Tony. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good name. Yeah. He scored some goals. But yeah, them 2 went there. Brannigan went to Montby, and I went to Portgate, funnily enough. And with Russ Eagle, first time I met Russ.
Yeah. Was John on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John was brilliant. He was just brilliant. He could run it. He was up front at that point.
Yeah.
People forget he played up front.
Yeah. He'll not forget.
No. He was brilliant then. He was good. He's always been brilliant, and he's a proper player. And he was there. The threats were there. What's with there?
Chipper there.
No, he'd gone. I think he just let him go.
Right, Cushworth.
He was there. Matt Outram. Unbelievable at that point. Best. I thought he was best about.
Brilliant, Matt.
See what Mex from Main Street with us, but he'd gone about halfway through the season. So when we lost him, I thought, oh no.
Yeah, brilliant.
He was our best player, I thought. And he was doing stuff there and all, ripping that league to shreds even the first year.
If Outram were playing now,
he won't last 20 minutes.
No, he won't last 20, but he'd be one like we were on about last night. He'd be registered United campers with North East.
He'd be signing everybody.
He'd have 10 leagues.
He did in the end, didn't he, when he was playing for everybody, weren't he? But
it was good, Matt. He got a bit of edge about him as well.
Just a bit of edge.
I've seen him get sent off twice. Playing for Briggy, snapped up midfielder, and then I went to watch Ireland playing for Dodworth against Our Main.
Played with
On
us,
final.
great lad. And I've played with some lads as well.
That were all well, he's tried to snap and something like
How many stints have you had there?
3.
So the first one you went with Russ?
Yeah, first time I met Russ, couldn't deal with him. I told him, it was too much for me. It was just, he was having a go at people, but not in a bad way, but it was a bit too much I thought at times, and I couldn't deal with him at all. And I went middle, and he put me out to right, and I'm back in middle, and bit hit and miss, and then we got to the League Cup final, and he brought a couple of players, and we've gone to Evo Stick, and he dropped me and Jordan Stocks to bench for the final. We lost 1-0 in final to Winterton in League Cup, and I just thought, not having that. And then it ended big season for you next year. It's your first one, and you've done well. I done alright. I've not done massively alright. I just did alright, and I went, no, I'm going. I'm like, what? I think I was a bit shocked. Went, no, I'm going. I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm not.
What would you be at this? Was 2021?
Yeah, 22, maybe 20. 22, 23.
5 years ago then.
Yeah. I wish. I'd two on that. And I went to Maltby then with Steve Adams. Couldn't deal with him either. Too much. I genuinely just couldn't deal with. I just didn't. I'm not honestly. I don't want it to come across as I'm against managers because I'm not. But with him, it was just like I don't know. I would play all pre-season and I'd like clubs. I would play friendly and they'd be coming up. Clubs after be like, "Have you signed me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've signed me." And then they put 7 days of me on pre-season. I'd like really random clubs coming in. So I know we're doing well.
Yeah.
And Steve, like, I appreciate a lot. So we weren't getting loads of money either. I just wanted to play and play at middle and in Prem and just obviously Prem at that point. And I went to we played Sheffield Wednesday. No, sorry, I'd gone on holiday week before the season was going to start. Gone to like Egypt or something, and he was fuming about it. And I thought it was booked before I even signed. But I was back Friday, day before the season. We played game before, and we did like you just get Prosecco on that match. I got Prosecco from it. I won man at match game before. I thought I'm alright. I've got man at match before I won holiday.
I'll that's a bit quick.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'd rather have that.
You got that.
Yeah. I'd rather have that.
Come back from Egypt, he like messaged me before, like, you obviously don't have WhatsApp and all that, but like, make sure you get your runs in, and I still run anyway. Yeah, I've gone to Egypt, it was like 48 years old, doing my runs in Egypt. Come back on Saturday morning, and I went to squad, and I thought, I turned 3 clubs down in pre-season. I thought I was his main player.
I've run my bollocks off.
Yeah, I was running through, he nagged me, he didn't message me, didn't ring me, didn't tell me why or how. And I remember he sat in, he said, and everybody had to travel, and there were like 20 players. So I'm sat in stand at Long Eaton away, watching them. We got hammered 6-0, and I thought, what? I'll be honest, I thought, good.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And other 3 what sat with me could have easily started as well.
Yeah.
And like, they couldn't believe it. And we come to the second game, and he didn't say a word to me. Went to training on Wednesday, and I was just flying through everybody. I was being a dickhead, to be honest. And I'm big enough to say, oh, I was just being stupid, and he pulled me to the side like that Saturday, be like that. And I thought, what am I doing? I thought, I went, did I not have a good pre-season? I went, yeah, you were the best player pre-season. I went, why did I not start Saturday? I went, can't be having you going holiday before a week before. I've been at the gym every day, I'd gone running. I'm not one who's going to suck 20 pints a day on holiday. I'll never be that guy. I can't drink, so. And you're like, well, yeah, Matt, I got that wrong. And then I thought, for next time I get an offer, I'm gone. That's how I played first 10 games, and it might come across bad. That's just what I thought. I thought, I'm going to play as well as I can. First offer I get, I'm gone. And I was playing well, like, I really was. I felt like I went in some form, I was a bit fit, a lot fit at that point, and Alan come in for me. And I remember him ringing me, he's like, you're not with Alan, are you? I'm like, yeah, I'm going. I'm like, what? I offered you more money? I said, no, I think it was like 20 quid more. It wasn't much money.
Yeah.
I'm not moving for money. I'm moving because of what you did first game of the season. He's like, you're holding grudge? I went, yeah, 100%. All best. And this might come across as being, that's just what I was like back then. Again, he'd said something to me, or he'd done something at that point when I was younger. That were it.
Yeah.
I was off. And then went to Alan with Blandy.
Yeah.
Good manager. I liked him. Training were good. Yeah, a bit different. Like played game a bit different. It was a lot of passing and movement. We weren't really turning it. Stuff like that. It was just a bit different.
Yeah, could play a bit all Blandy.
Yeah, he was a good player. I never saw him play, but
10.
Yeah.
Who would have been in that Alan side for
Good
side?
side.
Yeah.
Like Alan, that Maltby side were decent side. I thought we'd have been up like top 10.
Yeah.
But this Alan side were like top 6 in Prem.
Right.
And we had like Tevendale up front, Ryan O'Carroll in the middle. Richard had just signed as well. He was doing well at that point. Gaz Clayton, Chris Focus. We had Collie at one point. Billy Rowley, right back, he was really good. He ended up moving down south. But Lordy took assistant manager's job at Fackley with Billy Fox, but manager. His first time at Billy Fox. And we had a great side, honestly, like, I thought, here we go, I've got a chance of winning something here now. And we had like...
It's a fair old commute, that though.
Oh yeah, that was the thing, we called us Rob and Force, so they were like, Gaz Clayton were brilliant, right? He'd been at Scarborough and stuff like that. Focus were obviously good. And me and Richard. So we were driving up, going up there to training, and we turned up first one. We had some players like Ross Daly, we were like young Ross Daly.
And I'll tell you something now. He's obviously just won league and
Yeah.
what a player.
Yeah, brilliant.
And a very decent kid.
Very nice guy, wasn't he? Good lad, proper football kid, innit?
Yeah.
So you were there, and like there was Foxy there, Foxy's son. Obviously, I'd been
Andrew,
with I worked with Ossie and stuff like that. And he was a good lad, and I hated him before that. Like, I didn't like him. Like Bissett, whip striker, Martin Bissett, yeah. Chris Coy, yeah. Good player, like right underrated.
Chris Coy I saw the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he scored loads, didn't he? Like he was main man in Prem at that point, weren't he?
He was
Scored,
yeah.
Scored 30, 40.
Yeah.
And we
He played Parkgate for a bit.
yeah. And we looked round at players and I thought we had Andy, Leachy at centre half, Bigham.
Yeah.
He was captain. And we looked around the stream and I thought, this is a sign.
Were they same level as Alan then?
Yeah, and CL Prem. And I remember it was the first time social, not properly, but it was coming about. And I remember looking at predictions, like start putting predictions out. And we were predicted to win it. And I thought, you know what, I agree with it. This is one of the strongest sides I've played in. Played first game against Pickering, lost 5-0.
You go back to Alan with that?
Miss that. Just went back on my own. There were Kenny Geelan and Lowe.
Stuart.
Yeah, brilliant. I loved them. Especially Lowe. Proper man management, and he won the best man management. He was good for me that year.
So there's Scotland in there.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah. It weren't really. To be fair, team weren't full of players. What were like? The budget had got cut, and I think Will Fraser had been there before that as well. And we got to.
Bates is still in there.
Bates were there. Yeah. I think he moved near end though. We didn't play in senior final. No. We lost to Chef Club in senior final at Hillsborough. They were an Evo stick at that point, so they were expected to beat us, but they only beat us, I think it was 4-2. Woolley put one in from about 50 yards, like stupid goal. First time I'd played against him. So, and then we played season off, then they got sacked. But they were 8th, 9th in Prem. We weren't really wanting to win, and I just thought, I'm going to win up here. Wow. I just wanted to win something. And I remember I'll come back from pre-season, and we'd done pre-season, and I thought, I'm just going to absolutely hammer Jim. I thought, I'm going to hammer Jim. So I was playing it middle a lot more now, but I felt like I weren't in air. I weren't winning my headers. I remember watching our Richard and...
Did you feel like you were too, bags of energy, but too slight?
Yeah, I was too slight. I was too thin for centre mid. At that point, you were quite more physical back then, I thought. And I just remember our Richard bulked up a bit, and he was winning his headers, and what he shouldn't win. And I weren't winning mine, and I just thought...
Yeah.
He's got a good jump, hasn't he? He's clever with it. Richard's...
But he ends it.
Yeah.
He ends it like...
His head's that big. His head's about that big. Big ear.
He doesn't get on his nose.
Oh, yeah. He's got a big head. But, yeah, just watching you winning his heads, I thought, I should be winning them. I'm taller than you. So I'm taller than him, and then I just started hammering Jim, and I come back, and I was a miles better player. It was weird, I was 10 times better.
What, just?
Stronger, faster, fitter.
Yeah.
I was better on ball, was sharper.
Had you got a bit about your... I mean, you've always been a trainer, haven't you?
Yeah.
As long as I can remember, you're on about not drinking and stuff like that, which I suppose through my career has been my nemesis, that I like to go out with lads and beer and stuff like that, but you've always been a fit lad, but did it get you proper into that?
That was really when I really stopped taking it. I used to run every day, halfway through the season. And Rustin, I don't think it was Russell Simon, I think it was Andy Battersby. He was there. And so I felt like I had a point to prove to him, and I was older then, and I could deal with him then, and it was brilliant, Russ, right man, he was one of the best managers I ever had, but did that half season, did really well, and I had loads of offers. The first time after pre-season, I bet I had 7 or 8 offers, and I thought, no, I'm going to stay here because I'm playing well. Yeah, and then Threats were captain, and we played the pre-season, we played Worksop Town away, and Threats were obviously Russ Eagle's best mate, one of his best mates, and he took him off, Russ, after about 30 minutes. I thought, fucking hell. He was Threats were actually, he was main man in change room, he took him off, and you're like, I'm not playing anymore. He basically just casted it out. It seemed so he weren't getting to play. He was knocking on a bit by then. It was still good, I thought it was good. And I took it off him, and then took Armband off him, and I thought, I was going to get Jas Colliver here. So we had Jas Colliver at centre half. Or what, for me, I thought was captain. Like he like us to do a talk and he'd go out and Jazz would stand up and we'd all listen to Jazz.
Yeah.
Didn't say, I'll come to the first game of season and that's after pre-season he went, we're not speaking about it, you're captain, and give me on, man. And I thought, what?
Yeah.
Didn't really expect it whatsoever.
Good job having doing bicep curls.
Yeah, I've been doing all
What do you feel about that then?
I've been nervous to be
Oh,
honest.
yeah.
And you know what? It killed me for the first 5 or 6 games. I was like them dickheads that fought. I was just hammering people. Honestly, I was hammering them. Like, and I remember my dad coming after about it. He'd not watched me in about half a season. And he'd come back, he was like, your man's better football. I went, but they're a bad captain. And I'm like, what? He was like, terrible. So you just having a go at everybody. I went, there's not going to have a go at me, you're not having a go at right people. And you shout, you're saying wrong things. And I think it was just emotion. I remember Ross, we played 6 games, we lost at Rossington. And he dragged me in at like, end of game on my own. I thought, he went, I might have to take on one off you. And he went, I feel like it's changing his play. I think it's making you worse. I think you've come back really.
Did you feel like that?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. And I went, I agree with you. I went, but I know what I've got to do. I know what I'm not doing right. I said I'm not aware of it. It's just emotional. I'm captain, I took it personal. I always did when I was captain, I took it like too personal. And he was just like, just calm down, just play a normal game, encourage you need to encourage, have a go, you need to have a go. Don't change what you do. And I think I needed that. A right run and we had
I can remember playing you.
Yeah. Young side, weren't we?
I can remember playing you when I was at Stockey.
Yeah.
And you absolutely hammered us and we beat you 3-1.
We've seen a couple of something.
Yeah. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I think you missed chance after chance after chance after chance.
Yeah.
And I think we beat you. I think we won Senior Cup that year.
Yeah, I think you did, yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah.
We beat you.
We didn't lose many to be
Played
fair.
up at our place, didn't you?
Yeah.
John O played.
Yeah. Yeah, right, John. So he moved right to right back.
Yeah.
And we were like, what's he moved right to right back for?
And they were unbelievable.
What a decision that was. We had Leo at left back.
Yeah.
Like, and he was brilliant. We played him centre mid as well because we had 2 Steve Owens and steps on it.
Yeah.
And then we had Jas Colliver, Gaz Griffiths about there. Rob Poulter in net who might want to be my element workshop assistant manager.
Yeah.
And then there were me, Fafi Gwandi, who was a good big kids coach now. He only played that season, he played again after
Who were
that.
up top there?
Sam Smith.
Sam Smith.
See, we were 19 at that point, and he scored, did he get 40 something in that season? Bates were up front with him, so it was them 2, and then we had like Rowie, you know, Rowie went to Allen and all that.
Yeah.
He was bulking. We had me and him kind of sat and Fafi like running about everywhere, and we had a good sign. Like. But then, would you got to pardon? He come and he was named 17th man, and Russ didn't tell him. Yeah. So that's when I think he retired. Because he stormed off round all his man, which was the wrong way to it. Russ should have just told him, but he was there for like a few games at the beginning. But then Budget got cut. We had Cots and all up front. Bigger guy. What's it called?
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave
Cockrell, sorry. Yeah. And at that point, we worked at Paramore with Pete Whitehead, who was manager.
Yeah.
And he was throwing loads of money at it. And then we had funnily enough, Craig Elliott, who was Glass Out manager.
Yeah.
And they weren't paying much, but they had a good side. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Did you all win it?
Yeah, so it went to the last couple of games. We needed 1 win from the last 3 games.
We had closing in, we went to Paramore. I think there were maybe 3 games left, and Paramore 2 up, 5 minutes to go. And I can remember because it was young Paul Clements and I scored a free kick. I should have scored it went like under wall and in, and then Paul Sykes scored like last minute to set piece, and it was the best result for them because it just.
But if you remember, we played. I don't know if you played then. I can't remember.
It was Friday night.
So we had to get 3 points from the last 3 games, so we nearly won it. We played your at home away on Saturday, and you beat us 1 or 2-0.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was just to get out of the way. We thought we'll beat them at our ground. We've not lost at home all season.
Yeah.
So we lost.
That's what I got in Gazoo said. So we'll throw a ball down line, and he just get headed in hard, and I just put it on him, square head.
And he was good, Gaz, no?
Yeah, it lost play.
He used to lose his head a lot.
Came from me.
So it was square head. Fuck off.
Did it?
Yeah.
But then we played you away. I played you at ours, and we battered you.
Yeah, it was Friday night.
And we battered it. And I mean, it should have been 10. We lost 1-0. Yeah. He scored last minute. We were like, it was like Josh Corbett, I'm sure it was.
Josh Corbett going out.
He from about 50 yards, wasn't it? Went straight top corner. I remember Craig Elliott was on pitch punching air and that. And I thought, fucking hell, just go up here. And then we went to Works at Paramore. So if Works at Paramore won, they won league. If we won, we won league. If we drew and you all won, they won league.
Yeah.
And then we won 2-0. Bates has got them both. And
yours
you're one.
when we won it, and we 3-2.
And didn't you have to win by? I thought you won by 2.
3-1.
Yeah, because at that point Worksop was still going up because they were only winning by 1 or something.
We scored late.
And they scored 90-something minute, which went to last out and finished second, and we won't leave them at Worksop had to go up.
Thinking though, Pat, or when you win a league and you're thinking, getting, I've been successful, or fuck, I've got a neat heart coming.
Second one. It's the hangover.
Yazoo.
My hangover's
I've seen somebody's been a Benidorm and stuff like that. And it's like, no.
Takes me months, honestly. And I'm sorry, I'm like,
Is that why? You just,
yeah, I just can't. My body can't deal with alcohol. Never can. So yeah, but we went out that Saturday and we went down Sheffield. And I woke up on a bench at 5:45 in the morning outside the phone box. I lost my mobile, lost my cards. 5:45. Looked over the side, and Illy's over the side of the pavement. The other bench, he just like this was 5:46 in the morning. And then we had President's Cup final on Thursday, and fucking honestly, I was drinking water, trying to like get right. And we won that as well. We played Bolton Town, so it was top 8 in Prem versus top 8 in Div 1, weren't it? That point. They were second in Prem, and they had like Ball up front, Scott Phillips, and they were booming it to them two all day. And they kept scoring 1-0. Then we get back, and they didn't, I don't think they expected us. We just kept coming back at them. Went it 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-all. Went to extra time. Sam Smith scored last minute 1-4-3, so won double. And
we were that final.
At Winston.
Right.
And like we won double, and I remember like coming in hands of like Steve Owens.
I
I know. 6 weeks after that, we got promoted to Prem. Got thrown out of the league, didn't they?
Yes.
Because it ground grading.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh gee, what do we tell? Obviously ready to stay with Prem. They were getting a budget back, budget was going up and all this lot. And then Doug Shelley rang me at Portgate, and Portgate had decided they'd finished second to 4 the year before.
Yeah.
And I thought, here we go, I could get Prem, yeah, second one, I'm done there. Not done, but like, that's it, I've done it. And they had right side, Yanni Lipka, Fletch. Forbes Swindell, fucking. And he was at that point where he getting ball, he used to turn, take 3 on and put it in top.
Was John Drennan still playing in that?
No, he's gone.
Cotton.
Yeah, he'd gone by then. When I signed, he went, because I think he was like, I don't think he thought he was going to play because Yanni Lipka was class at that point. And Fletch, he went there now.
Yanni was class.
So we had like Yanni, pardon?
Luke Fletcher.
Yeah.
Woolsfold.
Yeah.
Woolsfold.
Will Senior at captain.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Richie, were you there?
In and out, he was signed. We were on contract with you at that point. He'd come and he weren't getting him with you, and he'd come and play with you.
John Owen gone. What did John Owen gone?
He went to Portgate with me. He'd come, Doug signed me in from Handsworth. And then we had Bry Cushworth, who just come back down to that league. We were way too good for that league. Yeah, very good change room, weren't he?
Yeah, brilliant.
What a character.
How you got on pitch and all?
What footballer and all. I didn't forget
that. Hangers are.
Yeah. And our odd, God, when he elbowed you, Jesus Christ.
That's some laughs. Yeah. We played against each other as well as playing on the same team. Great.
I bet you are to elbowed each other a few times.
There were one time we'd met each other out on a neat time. We played each other that day. And I got a right bruise under my eye when he caught me with one. And I said, look at that what that's done, Brian. He was pissed and he said, well, I run into it like this. And he said, anyway, I've got a ball to pick with you. And he lifted his shirt up. And I ain't got any nails, but there was just loads of pinch marks down his side. You know, like when you just got grappling and stuff like that. I remember one game we injured each other in game, and we ended up both having to come off like, but we laugh about it because he was one of them, like, I don't want to play against a big lad. Yeah. And you play against some big lads who were shit. Yeah. You know, and you had them on toast, but because you were never one of them.
We won his first 9 games in league. I thought we were going to win. Even nearly said I thought we could win league, and then I got sent off against Staveley. That's what set it going. I still blame myself now. Richard and Chris Fawkes got me sent off now. I did a late tackle, honestly. Late tackle, which were a yellow, definitely a yellow. And then the second one, I've scooped ball over Fawkes' head. Bear in mind, Fawkes is a joker captain at the time, Richard's a joker, I'm a joker. There were like 7 joker players up here. And ball's gone and hit me arm. And it's down here. Them 2 straight away around ref. Is there any
a bit like a Ronaldo Rooney.
Honestly, and I was like looking at them going, what are they doing here? And so, ref come on, second yellow, red. We played half an hour, we're 1-up at this time, we lost 3-2.
Is that the first time you've ever played against him?
Now. At that level, that was the first one, first proper one. We didn't really come near each other really, it was that kind of like game, but you obviously sent them in an hour, but
Must have had a big game on Sunday.
Yeah, probably was.
Tackling.
Couldn't believe it, focus more. No, he's like, yeah, second yellow, and they have to like, what are you doing? They ended up winning 3-2 and
They pay some.
I know.
What was that like? What was that like going to the ground Sunday morning? Like,
I couldn't look at him at first. I thought I remember going off in like Albert and obviously who was Parkgate for years, and I remember stood at gate with the track off and he went, cost you 50 quid that, no? I thought, what a time to say it. Bruce and Albert like straight away, money fit that cost you 50 quid that. And I thought, oh,
brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant, two good guys like.
Yeah, but brilliant, thanks for saying that.
I'm just sat there with head lost, like that man who said that gate at the bottom, didn't I? I've got like head on gate, like watching game, and he's like, yeah, cost you 50 quid that, we'll take it out next week. So I thought, you don't even pay wages because Doug were paying everybody.
Yes.
So he come in and he was paying everybody. And yeah, we just, after that, we couldn't win a game for about 6-7 games, and then Doug used to like, you'd give man a match 50 quid. That's what it was like. We think about money now, it's crackers, but like even 50 quid honestly, every 50 minutes every last game, everybody run around like 50 quid, yeah. And you only used to get 4 players, Will Senior, Nate Forbes, Yanni and me. Us 4 get it every like just like, yeah, Yanni, Danny, Will. You just say what Nate, you've scored 7, you'll have it like that. And then we couldn't win a game, and then he went, I just remember it right funny. We'd lost, we drew. And he went, right lads, that's me done. I'm like, what? He went, yeah, I'm done. So he just walked out, that was it. Well, I went round, shook everybody's hand. He was a very good guy, good manager and all, like man management really good. I think he was manager at Sunday
Who
side.
was assistant? Who were you doing it with?
Do you know, I can't even remember.
No, I can't.
Can't remember. I don't know if we even had one.
Because they were chucking money on Sundays as well.
Yeah, that was Sunday, because he had a few from Sunday side, like. Wait, they'd pay you, like everybody got, it was a weird thing and all that, but the first time I've seen it, everybody got paid the same. So then Craig Elliott rang me at Ossett.
What do you mean, like late 20s?
28, 29, yeah. But I was like, I think my peak were a lot later than everybody else's, just fitness wise and everything, and now I'm like being league and stuff like that. And I thought I was ready for it, like, at this point I'm still playing with Joker all the way through and that. And he was like, yeah, I want you to start the season, but obviously he'd signed with Doug. He'd obviously got promoted Glass out and got Ossett job. And he was just signing all best NCL players, because he didn't have a massive budget. Yeah, well that's what he did, didn't it? Like cattle market, weren't it? That's what he said to him, but, and I thought, yeah, I fancy this. I thought I should, and he was like, you should have been in this league a couple of years ago, and I thought, not being big headed, I thought, yeah, I probably should have been, but I always wanted to win NCL Prem, that's what my aim was, to win that league, and it coming, I did get offered like everywhere. I remember on Twitter like, oh, it's gone for money and all that. I thought, I haven't, because it was less money than what I was getting at Parkgate. I wanted to have a go. And I always remember I said to Lafayette Richard, I got my first wage, you used to get wage slips. And I come to end of month, now, they took my tracksuit off me, you got a club tie, like 8 quid for a club tie, 60 quid for a tracksuit. I'd had about 7 yellows in my first month, and I'd come out, like, fucking no. I'll ask her, like, what? She was like, laugh, well, you've travelled that way, played at like...
What's tie like?
We played at like Bishop. Yeah, tie, I've still got tie, you know, funny enough, I know, I've still, nice tie to be fair. I never fucking wore tie either, like, the tracky were nice and that, you had your bag with your name on. And
like double with their suitcase.
Couldn't believe it, honestly. Like we'd be travelling to like Bishop Auckland, Darlington were in our league at that point. And so you were playing like travelling about, and you were out all day. That was different to NCL to Euro stick, innit? We got offered Shaw Lane job, and at that point I had no intention to go back to NCL. I weren't interested in it at all. And you could only sign 2 players
from the club you
were leaving.
Right.
So we didn't know who we were going to take, and obviously at this point he had mega money at Shaw Lane, like mega money. Yeah. And we went on much at us, it wasn't decent money, but not like stupid money. And I thought we were going to take the Frosty or Kelsey. I mean, it took him in end, and first it took Gary Storer and me. And like made me off, and it was like miles more than us. It was something I couldn't like it. You know, like
little and just been born. And
second one at that point, and that was.
And you know what? And I don't blame anybody.
No.
I don't blame anybody, because I think I've been open and honest about budgets in NCL and people sort of buying the way, but and a couple of managers have come back to me and gone, but if you've got money to spend, you're going to spend it, and I agree with it. Like, you know, it's not a criticism of anybody. It's what it is.
door.
Yeah.
for what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that were, so you get paid on Friday morning, it were crackers. You get it to your bank on a Friday
Right.
morning. But I remember going into that club thinking, it were crackers.
Fridge full of Yazoo.
Big shop at Morrison's Friday afternoon.
I remember when he rang me, Craig, you're like, I want you to come to Charlotte, and now like, well, I thought, I've only been with him like a season, I've been with him a season and a half at that point, in my second season with Ossie. And
Did he get sacked at Ossie, or did
No,
he just
he
get
left.
poached and
left,
went?
yeah. Ossie wanted to put him on, Ossie wanted to put him on contract at that point, because he were getting a lot of interest from other clubs in Evo sticks.
Yeah.
We're hovering around playoffs, but
Yeah.
we're just outside. We're not much of a budget like alright budget, but not stupid. And I think when he got that, I don't know what budget it was, but obviously it was a lot. And I went, at first I went, no, I'm not coming, and then he went, well, there's this and this, and I thought, I thought, I can't turn that down, I'd be stupid to turn it down, obviously. 2 kids, and it were Barnsley, I was only at Rivalry, and I just thought...
You're back into less travelling.
Yeah. And
So I think you know when you're talking, you're going to Ossie, it's not just going to Ossie, is it?
No.
It's I don't know if did Ossie put coaches on for you and stuff like that.
They did, yeah, Ossie did, yeah, they put your coaches on.
It's the time out the house,
Yeah.
because I always think about that, you know, if someone says to you it's 200 quid a week, you go, oh, yeah, that's not bad, 200 quid a week, and you go, but I've trained twice a week,
Yeah.
so I'm 4 hours both days there,
Yeah.
and then I'm 10 hours on a Saturday. Yeah. You pretty much get 8-9 quid an hour.
People don't see that, they
They
just
don't.
think 200 quid.
And our last thing was,
Yeah.
you said, oh, but you're on bus with lads, you're going to be here, having a laugh,
Yeah.
we are,
Yeah.
but I'm out the house a long time.
Yeah, and before that, you're taking it serious. Now, like, I'll ask you, you with lads and that, like, it's not like, Saturdays aren't like that, not at that point it wasn't, but they never have been, but even now, I'd still, before a game, I'm not like...
My downtime is when I get back in the clubhouse at 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
and when I wake up first thing in the morning, it's the first thing I think about on a Saturday, and then
Yeah.
I'm done, and can I relax if I had a good result? I can, if I haven't, I've no chance.
Oh, yeah,
And midweek, I've no chance of sleeping.
No,
Absolutely
I can't sleep night game. If I've lost a game, she laughs at me now. She's got like, Setty's got face TV, she's laid there watching it, and I lay that way looking at door, looking at ceiling. I'm like, and I can be like it for half an hour. She's like, what are you doing, you idiot? You're 84 years old, grow up. And I'm like, I know I am, but I still can't cope with it. And like, Jude will come like, what's up, they're like, we didn't win. And he can't really fathom that. He's like, well, just get on with it. Next game, they're like,
He'll come to it.
yeah, he's like, I don't know how you like this. And I'll be like,
10 years time, I'll be watching TV, and I'll be looking at ceiling.
He's like, why are you not looking at TV?
Unless they're still playing.
No. He's like, stop looking at TV.
Good time at Shortley then.
Yeah, good, like, yeah. We signed some good players.
You know, didn't we just...
Oh, well, we just couldn't pick or anybody. And ground, everybody used to say, ground, I got absolutely hammered when I signed it. We're like, gone for money. And I thought, I have gone for money, yeah. But I've also gone because I know we're going to win stuff. Because Craig's a winner and he only accepts winners. And the thing with Craig, he gets a lot of hammer, and I hammered him when I left because probably shouldn't have done, but he never let you settle.
No.
If you had 3 or 4 bad games, you knew he's looking for somebody else. And we knew that.
I think 3 or 4 to be generous.
But yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
We were 12 clear at Lazao to that season, and they fetched 5.
Yeah.
And it didn't work this time.
Yeah.
So they finished disrupted the ball.
Yeah.
Obviously he's had success since.
Yeah. I didn't mind it, I quite liked it. I like challenging it. I remember used to bring somebody in, I used to think, alright.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, and then, yeah, we got promotion and we were a bit off when we come in, but we kept signing players. As soon as that 2-man thingy, like we got Frosty in, got Kelsey in, Danville, John Cyrus, like Cyrus was brilliant, wasn't it? And Danville at that point, I used to love Danville, I thought he was a proper footballer, big heading kicking, but he was an athlete at that point, when he could jump, couldn't he? And our pitch was small at Shorley, and it was a tight pitch. And then we had like, well, we signed everybody.
I'm laughing with Danville because he's played 1 game with this season, he had to do it now.
What we like?
Alright.
Right.
Top balls
Well, innit?
you catch ball here, and just roll over on it.
So Lee Morris sang with a Frosty.
So yeah, like, forget Mozza, like Mozza up front were brilliant then, like, and Ash Flynn.
Yeah, Flanny.
You'd play Ash Flynn through at that point, you'd turn around again, because you know he'd score, he never missed. He was lethal, like, absolutely. But at that point, you were like, he was 200 miles an hour, and all, you couldn't catch him, he was too sharp, like, and obviously we had Mozza up front, and then Kelsey, Frosty, we signed this Bergen kid from up Leeds at Forsville, big guy. he was brilliant and all, I can't remember what his name, Bergen, and then
White House fan as well.
yeah, and then we signed Matty Fornell. You
Yeah.
see Matty Fornell play football, my God. Like, so we had him, me and him in middle, and God, he's getting ball, and he about 4 players around him, he'd be gone.
Yeah.
Just right, Tadcaster coming for me, and they were Shaw Lane's biggest rivals.
Yeah.
And I thought, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll show these. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. And I don't think Marshy tried signing him. I think it was more Gall brothers who were chairman.
Yes.
They were after me straight away. Some left were messaging me, Ryan Qualter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Come and sign. Met me up motorway. Made me about 4 different offers going down, changing offers every time. I thought, I might even said, yeah, we're going to say yeah anyway.
Yeah.
They were like putting it up all the time. I thought, I'm going to sign anyway.
Yeah.
And I got there, and Marshy, like, good manager to be fair, done well and won league that since. I don't think it was his signing. It was like, I don't know, I just thought, you know, you get that feeling, yeah. He wanted me to sign it, but like, I just had like, it weren't his signing. And I went into that change room now. I'm being lucky, I've been in some good change rooms, but then I met Denny Ingram, another one, just ran a change room completely, he knew how to run it. When he spoke.
Is he director of football scouting now?
Yeah, he was manager at Brid, weren't he?
Yeah. Or is it Brid?
He was manager of Brid, but he got sacked, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I thought he'd done well there, because I know they had a good budget and that, because he was good in, like, you know, it changed when he spoke, like,
People listen.
yeah, everybody shut up. And he was like, I remember he used to sit there with his leg crossed, and he just started and he goes, shut up. And I remember like big players in that team, like Paddy Miller and Josh Greening and John O'Greening.
Yeah.
It's like John O'Greening, I'm like, watched him at Match of Day and stuff, and I was sat at side with him. And he was very good for me and all that. Yeah. We played that ball in town away, and he picked me up on motorway, and big Range Rover, JG and all this stuff. And he was right out, I must have asked him 800 questions about Roy Keane and Beckham and all that. Like, just kept answering very nice. And I remember looking at him at warm up, and we were Bolton away, and he had gloves on. And I thought, imagine playing in Premier League and you're playing at Bolton Town away with me. Like, and he's like, you'll just run about and get stuck in, and I'll do reps. And fucking hell, class. He was like 39 at that point. And he just made game right fast and right slow when he wanted to. And he was good at like classy with you. Liam Ormsby was brilliant. Cal Ward up front, Cole Stewart, Tom Owen, captain. Like proper like good players. Just really good, like
good club actually.
Clean club,
like, well run, like,
Man, my hands up a bit, like all together. Like fans loved me and all that. It was a club like they really like took to me.
And they've been getting 350, 400 at that time.
Good
as
crowd.
well.
Pitch were nice and all. And played some good football. The joke AFP rivalry were going to a different level, and it was basically AFP versus me at times, because I just couldn't stand them. Because I was from Kimmy Park, they're a Kimmy Park team, and I'm playing for a Bramley side, so they hated that the Bramley Wickers side, and I loved it because of that, and I revelled in it, which was probably too much on Facebook. I was winding them up, I was constantly going at them, so I was taking that more seriously. I missed the Tadcaster game on Saturday because I had cup final against AFP on Sunday. I did it, and then I broke my leg in final.
What, bad tackle or?
Well, yeah, it went off the ball a bit, but it was no malice in it. Like, I remember we lost by an hour in hospital.
So what it?
Rich Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. He apparently he was really upset by crying, and AFP lot was singing his only got one leg. And I thought, not lads like, must be pissed. I went, that's brilliant. I said, it's good, it's funny. And they're like, and I was like 33 at that point, and they're like, oh, he'll not come back and all that. And then I remember going to the doctors, like, you need full leg pop, right at top, full straight leg for 3 months. He says, I said, Mum, I've got to go. Tib and fib, double leg break. And he was at the shop at Sunday shop, big red corporals up at front, big bull on it, massive bull, with a kid with a big grey moustache and white round hair. Kid jumps out.
Rudy Funk.
I thought, what's he doing here? What are you doing? I went, Danny boy. I thought, what's going on here? Like random. It was quite a time, so in winter, and he's like, how's leg? And I'm like, well, just got him on under knee now. He said, how long do you reckon? I says, well, they've told me 2 years. I says, but I think we're back in like 2 months. He went, well, you can't walk with you. I went, yeah, I'll be alright. As soon as I can walk, I was running and that. And he was like, we will sort your physio, don't you worry about that. I said, no, I'll sort me out, don't worry. No. And that accent was like, we will sort the physio, and you play with me, and that's it. And you just play with me until you finish with me and you. And I've followed you for many years, and now you're coming with Rudy, and you're going to play the Rudy ball, you know. So, and I thought, he's off his rocker, and I mean off his rocker, like, he was nuts.
I bet you were like, what the fuck?
I know, I got under put on me in, I thought.
I didn't know where you worked and stuff.
Grant Allard.
I did, yeah.
Grant and Jeffs, who was obviously assistant manager at Workshop, Jimmy Goodchen, they were saying, oh, he's going to come back and all that lot, and then week after, he's there again. I thought,
Won't leave you alone.
yeah, like, he only come
No,
to
you
it.
come for any tokens either.
No, did he have?
We had 12 minutes.
Did you see his car though? Like, he had
Yes.
that red car with bull on, and I think he had like general manager, and he
Yes.
had Rudy Funk above it. And obviously, he was full time then,
Yeah,
weren't he? Yeah, then he
yeah.
was full time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you were ringing me every day, and you were like, give me this, and he spoke to this guy, and this guy can do this with your leg, and do this exercise, and he was emailing me all these things. And he went, you just signed with me, and I thought, do you know what? For what you've done and come and made that effort. And when we said I was done and finished, because I broke my leg, I thought, I'm going to come back for you. We played first, I signed with him, played the first game at Strongfield. Fucking hell, I were miles off it, and I mean miles off it. And that, I just went back to that again. I ran 2 or 3 times a day. I was running every day, 2 or 3 times a day.
Were it more miles off it fitness, or were it miles off it just everything?
Everything. I remember.
Not kicked a ball for.
Yeah.
What were it in? Just a 7-8 months?
So I picked the first game in NCR. I played nearly 3 or 4 weeks with Joker. Rather than Sunday League's completely different tempo, that in it. And yeah, I come back and.
Do you know why you were at? What AFP winning everything?
Yeah.
Without annoying you.
Yeah. massive. But mental, like you had to laugh sometimes, like, and he'd be on the team talk and he'd be there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not over exaggerating. He's there. His nose is sharing your nose. Yeah. And he was, you know what? Another one, he was very good for me. I liked him. I liked how he was. He gave young'uns quite a bit, which I didn't like, but he was good with me, and he was good with young'uns and all. Like, it was a bit hit and miss with him. And yeah, we got promoted. We went up, and then we went to go to Benidorm. Obviously, you have to go to Benidorm, don't you? And I remember, like, we had to meet at ground for our breakfast, and we all ate his breakfast. And he stood up in thing, microphone, and he went, right lads, shut the fuck up. And we were like, oh no, what's on about here? Went coach outside, went for the Benidorm. He's like, right, I'm going to tell you one thing, and if none of you abide to this, you'll never ever play for me ever again, or this club. And that's a big deal, playing for me. Like, we all like smirking. But he was being deadly serious, we were like shitting us, but you know, like, whatever happens in Benidorm, it stays in Benidorm, and if it don't, when it gets out, I'm fucking sacking you, you'll never play for me again. And I like, just burst out laughing. Nebsy and Stripper got a multi job, and they were Joker managers. And they were like, you come with us, you'll be captain, come with us, you'll be captain. We'll build a team around you, you tell us who, like the basic, you tell us who to sign.
Yeah, we'll go out and do it.
Yeah, and we'll get them. And Stripper, like, brilliant kid, like, don't for anybody. He's like, I'll go and get them, don't you worry about that, I'll sort him. And Nebs is like a bit of a funny guy, and I thought, we'll do well here with these two, we'll do well, a bit different, refreshing for legal and new. And we did very well, like, and it literally mixed, again, even more AFP, more Joker, and we did very well. It was funny, like, we had a right good run. We finished 4th, highest month ever finished in Prem. And we were only, I bet we were 3 or 4 players off from winning it. And like through the season, Pontefract coming for me with Rousey and Paz, and I turned them down and Stripper, like, they're not going to win league. And at this point, I was obsessed with winning league. I just wanted to win Prem. He's like, they're not going to win league still, they'll win it next year. They're fucking winning it. Brighouse coming for me with Ville, and I said no to them. And to be fair, Mom just kept putting my money up, so like, I'm not bothered, because every time 7 days come in, I'll get more money.
So yeah, 7 days.
Crackers.
15, 20 minutes down the road.
Honestly, and I gave that Stripper and backed me massively, were brilliant. And then we'd finished season, finished 4th, and then like, Nebs on about certain players, and I thought, no, these are not right players you need to be getting. And they signed him anyway, and like, yeah, we're going to get him. And then I got a phone call, Dems, and that kid hounded me, and I mean hounded me. And we played him, he was Rainworth manager at the time, with Paul Swearing. And I was doing really well for Mobile. I'll be honest, I was absolutely flying. Probably one of the best seasons. I was playing really well. And I was 35 at that point.
I think they've underachieved at Rainworth, haven't they?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have backed him to do well, haven't they? I think they were sort of mid-table-ish and stuff. So.
But it was like, he just absolutely hounded me. and I mean it were every day.
Yeah.
And at that point, I weren't leaving Mugby. They'd give me some decent whack of money, like food season, and every time we come in, I thought, I can't do leave. And then he's like, and then he come back then, it's like, you'll be captain. I thought,
Captain of Workshop.
I can't turn down captain of Workshop Town.
Mm.
And I played against them that season and all, and I had a bit of ding dong with fans and all that bad. Like, they were going for me, and I went too far with some, which I've done a lot of times, but didn't really mean to. And I just thought, I can't turn this down, it's a great chance. I thought we'll have a go at winning it and all. And I was 35 at that time, but I was fit, I was playing well. Anyway, captain gets it started, went in pre-season, I thought, we've got a side here, proper men, like Vank and both Ray brothers and
Mick Greenwich will play them and stuff.
Mitch and Sykes here, and then obviously I got Steve McDonald to side. Changed season to be fair, getting him and Illy made a massive difference. So I brought Illy and Macker in. Dent's never even seen him play before. Don't get me wrong, he wants to win me, but obviously I got them to win. Dent signed everybody, were brilliant. I'll give like Dent's at Workshop were absolutely, I thought it was class, like really good like man management, one at lads, like really one at lads, like in with everybody and so and then we get to the first game of the season, I went captain. Pricey were here as well. So give Pricey, I spoke to Pricey, I'm good mates with him now, and he made the same offer to Pricey. So he told Pricey, he gave us the exact same money and made the same offer that he was going to be captain.
Do you think you were going to get both of you then?
I think he would. I think he would thought he were going to get both, but I just think he thought, I'm just going to offer an armband because I know they'll both come. A bit older than me, being about, playing pro, very good lad. I mean, brilliant lad. Yeah, in change rooms and
lovely kid.
Yeah, good lad. Like you couldn't say a bad word about him. Funny and all that, really funny. Like sending new lads to pick him up to house across road, and he's filming them and putting it on WhatsApp. And they're knocking up door, and he's going, "Now mate, just go out back." And then that opening gate, they're going up back door, and the family's up back door, the barbecue, and he's just laughing behind the phone. Great good lad, great funny. Yeah, very good. So I didn't kick up a fuss, I thought I'll leave it. He went, and then I just thought, I'm obviously vice captain. And then, oh crap, like we had some shocking results like Vors, and we got battered in Vors. And then Pricey got injured. And no offence to Pricey, he'll be first to tell you, he was putting Pricey in all different positions. He was playing right back, sweeping midfielder, sweeper, holding midfielder. And I was playing attacking midfielder. So I'd gone from holding midfielder, captain, and he was playing me attacking midfielder, and Workshop lot, we got like Workshop fans for him, they were hammering me. Like they weren't having me at all, like hammering me. And I just didn't say, I thought, I'm not going to comment on it, I'm just going to leave it. And the one, it was probably what Brian Button, like, he just, like, lads would like laugh, like, they'd print off what he'd said and print it on the wall, like hammering me, lads were loving it, because they knew I like, we're like good, decent player, like, but like, they were just like, they were like pissing themselves, especially Woolley and like Kyle Jordan and stuff like that, proper like hammering me. And then he got injured, and then put me holding midfielder, and that was it. I don't know how many matches I got, I kept getting, and we put Ross Goodwin where he should play. Ross Goodwin played attacking, Woolley played attacking, and I played behind him, and Vank played centre half. We didn't play three at that, played four. Illy come in. I got Macker to sign. Macker, a big signing, exactly what we needed on that right runner. Well, as you know, that Penniston game when you absolutely battered us. And we ended up winning 1-0, he got pen at end, didn't he? Because we played Emsworth at New Year, and we drew with him at home 0-0. And that's when it started after that. I don't know what it was, we went out on a Christmas do, and I don't know what it was, but after that, it was just like, something just clicked, and it was just, we didn't just beat teams, we were steamrolling teams, like, we weren't nicking goals. Like, we had a couple of games, like, we played Bottisford away, and we were losing 2-0 in 88th minute. We won 3-2. With 89th, 92nd, 94, Vank scored winner, like 94th. And that's when I think we thought, we won 12, I think that was 12th win on bounce. And I think everyone was thinking, fucking hell. We were like 5th or 6th then. But this is fair, I don't know if you can remember, but do you remember Pieces what you used to get? I don't think they told a lot of players. So Kyle Jordan and Woolley, when we went way on from coach, they'd ring Pieces House up and they'd send the pieces to them, to Penniston Clubhouse, with their score on. So if they lost 1-0, they'd get the pepperonis to be put as a 1 and a 0. And they'd do it every week, and I was like, leave them alone, don't say or don't antagonise them.
It got to a stage where like, it got tasty like this.
Stupid. Not to everybody thinks it was to me, but nothing to do with it.
It got like dents were involved in it, weren't it? And
Got stupid.
You know, and it was, and then obviously we were due to play, weren't we? So it weren't just it was a title swinging game, but there were a lot more needle in it. We'd had a kicking off in that 1-0 game, haven't we?
Yeah, straight at the end of the game. You started that.
I did, yeah.
You and Trenchy, weren't it?
Yeah, four centre. You wanted to do that?
Trenchy said something to you today, didn't he? I think Trenchy said it all.
I might have just lent in and slipped. And I can't imagine Trenchy winding anybody. But then unfortunately it was like two sides had two big characters and it descended into fucking chaos.
You got a good side. I think everybody seems to forget how good you are. You had like Kaduri in middle and Keithley and Ryan and you and the ginger one at side. You was good player. You had a good side. And I liked him, captain. Danny was ran about like similar to me. Used to run about. He was a good captain. I remember John telling me how good he was.
What about that game?
At home at ours.
It was like a pro game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like crowd.
It was 1,700 they weren't they?
Our coach pulled up and he was like fucking getting panthers.
Yeah.
You like step, you know, like when you saw Chris Wilder step off at Hillsborough, they were fucking hammering him. It was like us, weren't it? We'd step off and you're getting booed and you're getting pelters left, right and centre, and then you go in and you're focused on the game and you're thinking, we've got to win today. They've gone past us then. I think there were 2 or 3 points in front of us when it's like, they win today, the 6. You're 3 or 4 games from and you can't see them dropping any points, so we need to be end of day level.
I remember that game because I remember Wayne Thompson coming.
So we were after fucking 15 minutes.
2 rate goals and all. Again, not to do with all. They were not in it before that. Mitch scored a rate goal. Mac brought it down in the bottom corner.
I think though for first 15 minutes you battered us.
Did we?
I think you battered us.
I can't remember fully. I remember Wayne Thompson.
The ball's going across box, and I think it were hitting bodies and we like lived a bit of a charmed life, and then I thought it might just be one of them days, and then Sykes' goal was just.
That's what he did all season though.
Fucking unreal, cutting off left hand side and just
went straight top. If he did that every week, he literally did them goals every week. Same.
But then it went right stale, didn't it? And then we got one back, and it was like we had a couple of chances, didn't we? Laid Tom balls across box, but it weren't to be. And I think we came home after that game, and you thought. You're hoping for a miracle, really, like. And then when you think, that's obviously he'd done it then as well, so it were one of his big things. I want to win Prem.
Yeah.
Obviously, I got promoted with Penniston. I won Evo Stick Division, and I like thinking, right, I've just finished, hopefully, by winning that.
Yeah.
And it was sort of.
My best ever season. I loved it. I won that league off. I could have easily quit then, honestly, because we'd won 22 games on bounce. Like, you said that out loud. Not drawn. People laugh about it. It's
not 22 unbeaten. We went 22 unbeaten this season. When it takes some doing, but to win
22, it's crackers.
Wins is ridiculous.
I don't think we realise until you talk back. But we had League Cup in that and all, which everyone forgets. So that weren't just league games; they were League Cup games. But they were all against good sides. Like, after we won league, we had Emsworth in semi-final on Tuesday.
Good side.
And we steamrolled them. We beat them 4-0. I know we played Liverpool in final. Again, good side, like. Beat them 2-0. Woolley put 3-1. Woolley put 2 free kicks in from 45. Yeah. Like Steve Woolley, like, don't ever get a free kick out box for him because they'll call him Wizard, and he is a wizard. Like, and then budget when Dent obviously got sacked. I got sacked first game of the season, second season, because I played for Joker on Thursday. Even though I told I was quitting Joker, and I didn't train, I played for Joker instead. And then first game of the season, me, Sykes, Macca were all on bench. But Dent had done a thing which I didn't agree with. Start seeing, literally, we'd changed side completely. So like, there were only like 4 or 5 of us. Bear in mind, we just won every 22 games. Come to first game season, 5 of us. What's going on here? And then they obviously got sacked because my chairman were a bit of a fiddle job learning. And then Pete come in, quite a bit of his money at start doing that fundraiser, and then I feel like I couldn't stay with that. I can't pay you up for paying you. So I didn't really want to leave, I'll be honest, but the money like for that league, it was just ridiculous. You couldn't play in that league for what they were offering you. I don't know how Kyle did it for as long as he did. And then
because then every game for you, it's an away game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're 3/4 of an hour from where you are, and then you.
Yeah. So I was going to leave absolutely, because that was my club.
Because it was like, I wouldn't say it was it might have been a sour end, but
you don't normally see that, do you? From having such an high, like you've said, 22 league games, one on bounce to win promotion, winning league cups, or double.
Yeah.
And then you're sort of thinking, you might get 50, 60 quid more.
Yeah.
In back pocket, like to go and have a good go at ego stick.
Well, I refused to go on first game of the season. Again, another stupid moment of mine, but I refused to go on. I went happy. I was slagging players up front bench. Dents went there on holiday, and I refused to go on, and we lost. And I got back home, and I went back, and my phone was just pinging, and it come straight away. Works up and sacked the captain, Danny Patterson.
The first time you worked there,
Dents rang me 15 minutes before. Asked what I'd done. I told him, all right, fair enough, I'll sort it. Come back, and then he sacked me. So I went to Yorkshire Amateurs. We all players I'd absolutely hammered about 4 months before, and they were brilliant, like right good. Loved them. Like I speak to loads of them now, like Flynn, obviously Ash Flynn and Dempsey and Tanique and
great side, didn't they?
They just need
Simpson manager.
Sybil and Oggy, like right good guys, like really good guys.
He's gonna come on. He's gonna come on.
Yeah, good guy. Like knows what they know what they're on about, and all both of them. Like they know what it takes to win, and got some good players.
Cool with that, like
good.
Well at Albion this year again, too. Like so.
Yeah, they've done well. They do well with it. They're good, aren't they? Oggy will do well at Leeds. That's South Leeds. He's gone like knows what he's on about, and Dent's ringing at me again. He just got a Alan job, and I said no, I didn't. Weren't signing. And then I thought, right, I need to think about this with COVID. I think it was like talks of COVID, like a second lockdown coming.
Doesn't know what happened.
I just thought maybe I need to play local until I know what's going to happen. And then signed, and he met our Richard captain like a month before, and he rang our Richard and said, right, I'm going to get your dad. He's obviously been captain for me. I was like, well, our Richard, fair enough, he's been captain and where he's gone, so it was a good week like, and we went in that first season, we were nowhere near good enough, the team weren't good enough, we just didn't, the players weren't good enough for what we signed, and he got cut off halfway, so it's probably good it did, because we were never going to be nowhere near.
I think we're just not meant to win, get up from that thing, because that year we went on points per game, and we played 6 less than everybody else. And then we're like, it felt a bit like.
So would you have gone up if you'd have played them over 6 or something?
I'd imagine so. I think whoever went up played like 17, and we only played 12.
I remember that.
And I think if we'd have won 4 in a row, which we were capable of doing, we'd have been top 2.
Just didn't mix it with the year before, because I was up, didn't they?
They did.
I remember,
And
AFC Man, I think put AFC Mansfield up and all, didn't they? It was something round of it. So so then the second season we come back and it were a different feel. We got more workshop players in, which helped.
Wooly came in.
Wooly come, Vank were there. Pembo come. Brunty come but didn't stay for that long. Deeks from Rossington, Jinky, Woody, and then the 2 new kids who come, Aaron Wilson, were already there, didn't really get in before, but he come back that second season in training, couldn't hear him, and one of you couldn't get near now, Brandon Bradbury. So he couldn't get in first season, come back second season, training. We were like, wow, this is a different player. And he played me and Richard and Brandon in front.
And you just allowed him just to go?
Just let him play, just told him how good he was, because that's what he needed. And he just flew, he was best to tack it out.
Similar club to the workshop in terms of support that we couldn't get and had gone
just
through
started,
when you got like a lot of sort of students coming to watch from up that way, and it were like weird, weren't it? Because it seemed to like snowball overneath that.
When you were in crackers.
You were like 300-400 and 600-700 and then.
Because everybody forgets that even before that first season, the crowds were creeping then. We were getting 400-500 all the time there. So it weren't like it was like everybody like you said, everybody thought it was 91, it were creeping throughout. And obviously we come out second season with a better side. But we're getting, we played like first midweek game we were like 680 and 700, we were like, we played Ferriby away week after and we lost. We had like loads missing, our Richard weren't here and we lost 1-0, but there were no in it. And I thought if we put a run together, we've got them at home near end. We can have it. Pretty similar to what I thought with Patterson. If we can put a run together, these might. They had a good team for it, but they had a couple of when winter comes, and I've always said it, winter's pivotal. You play 8% of the season when it's cold and horrible and nasty and muddy.
Things are in January.
Of course they are, and they didn't have players like that. We did. And they were dropping points, and we played them at home, and it was like that Patterson game, I think we were 15-600 at Allen. we beat them 4-1.
Yeah.
They had everybody forgets that they had a placing off after 25 minutes. They were 1-0 up, and they got placing off and balling it online. Got a pen, he got sent off, went it 1-1, and then Brandon scored 2. We were down in the second half. We hammered them like hammered them. And very lot. To be fair, I riled them right up. Probably I went too far with it, to be honest. I did, and like we won. And at the end, like Dent's got team talk in dugout, and I went, I'm going over there. And he was like, no, you're not. He's like, I'll sack you. I went like joking. I went, no, you won't. I said, I'm going over there. And they were all down at the bottom. I've got like photos on my Facebook. Like Alan took a picture, and I just went with feeling like that. 4-1, like 2 more, and he got a picture behind, and they're all like effing and blinding me. I remember walking up, and they're all like, spinning around, fucking having it far, and I'm just going, 4-1. Like they were just but I was saying it and just kept repeating it. They were coming at ball, trying to come for me at bar and everything. I still get on tweets now.
Yeah.
Like they'll like reply back saying on about like how old I am, or I'll get like a private message saying you're not bed and everything. You know, it was years ago. It was years and years ago. I just thought, just let it go like, yeah, and then so we obviously won league, brilliant, went to Benidorm again. Yeah. Same thing like that with Dents and stuff, like, I'm not hammering him, I'm not making money hammering, like, it's a big part of what I've done well with and stuff like that. And we played Swan-Est on Tuesday, and I played all game. I've been on holiday again that week, which I need to probably get off. We played Swan-Est on Tuesday, and I played all game, and he brought everybody else off. This was 4 days before the season started, and I thought, surely not. And I reached right, no way. And I went, he will. I said, he's going to drop me after the first game. I played well all the way through pre-season, felt good in that. Mexborough away. Well, before the game, like before you go into, you go out onto the pitch before, Wally's going round, that's what he like, Wally like, funny way, he's like, he's on bench, in the bench, went, Pat's on bench. And the other players like, nah, it can't be, he's been good like that, he's on bench. And I like, didn't hear it, and Richard went, what? Wally went, yeah, Dan's on bench. Richard went, nah, it can't be. I went, yeah, he's on bench. And then I said, well, I was on bench, and he went, him. So I went round and went, are you on bench? He went, yeah, he went, Dents rang me last night. Rang Wally, he won't bench. Rang down the mob, didn't ring me. I'm captain, I've been captain at Worksop for him, captain at Allen for him, won Prem, won League Cup, won Div 1. Couldn't really win as much as what we've won everything. Couldn't all you needed was a phone call, just ring me up and just say, look, you're going to be on bench, you've been away for a week, you've only just come back, you played Tuesday, I'm going to go with this. And then they're gone, do you know what, at that age I thought, I'd gone, alright, fair enough, I'll show you in a couple of weeks, I'll put a little bit away. Took over Port Gate, had a few lads out, but they were rock bottom at that point. We had 3 points from 13 games and 40 points. And they come in, and then we just started adding players, and I started bringing some of our players in. Like, got now Smith and Merlesy, Alex Hardwick, was obviously gone to Ilkeston now. And he brought Ahmed Tahar, footballer, had Brandon Whitfield there. And he just kind of snowballed, and we kept him up right at the end. We should have kept him before that. We had Greavesy at net, brilliant keeper.
You go right to wire that first.
Went to last game, second to last game, went to beat Dronfield. We beat them. We should have been miles out. Went on a bit of bad run at end because we had like loads of injuries. I were injured, we had a couple. Doug's got injured. And then it was just like, you know, it's one of them. But we stayed up, and then the second season we added like Ahmed Tar come into his body a bit. Like football. We got Kieran Guest from Ormthorpe, who's at Unwell now. Brilliant player.
Colas, whatever his name is, or went to
Silas. We've been at Retford now, I've got to Retford. Like, didn't do anything with us, but really, we put him out at wing and he was like a different player. Doug's obviously come back fitter, which were massive, like lost a lot of weight. And when he's sharp, God, he's sharp. He gave him a chance. He just breaks net, and then he got knocked back with a curl in him. But he'll belt the ball and like. Yeah, we had like Brandon Whitfield, and we signed Jamie Austin, which was another one, like scored loads of goals and good for us. And Niall made a difference at left back, and we had Dom Hall, the only one who stayed up right back. Good player, still there, captain now. And then Liam Tomlinson, centre half, who'll come in. I've took to Retford now, one of the best centre halves about, like people is so underrated, it's unreal. And then we signed Conor Williamson, who were immense. He got all player where it was last year, like. Made a right difference. Point might have missed some Jack Haslam on wing. Went to Stocksbridge. Underrated.
Gone to Australia now to play.
Unbelievable for us. Like unbelievable. Like his work rate was just Friday. And Nebsy was one of them. He got us all together. As like, probably first to say he's not tactically the massive on tactics and stuff like that, but he's good at getting a good group together and working hard for each other. But we've got Keelan all in and Jimmy Gachem, which meant massive difference, especially Jimmy as well. Keelan were really important now, but Jimmy like with tactics and stuff like that. He changed things when we probably wouldn't have changed it year before, and in big games he made big differences. And we had a big squad and all that. I think we forgot that we had 17, 18, but we had to keep getting a few injuries, so we never like leaving anybody out. And it would get that again. We were having a bit of a run. No one expected us to do well, and Doug's got injured. And then we thought, well,
he got injured at others, didn't he?
Yeah.
That game went.
Yeah. See, that we should have won that game. Yeah, and that was deflection, wasn't it?
Something I still don't know. It's going to not line.
Yeah. It's about 4 people, isn't it?
Right, white and all that played at 35s and they were all in corner.
Yeah, because they're hammering me every time I took a corner. It's some mate shit.
You're absolutely hammered league, didn't you?
In end, yeah, well, like we
walked it.
Well, we had 17, 18 games to play in space of like 7, 8 weeks, so they were clever with me, so like we'd played.
There were a bit of needle on Twitter though about that, weren't they? About how many games you've got to play and people saying you're not going to go bump, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
They were very clever with it though. I think down to Jimmy Norton and Jim Keelan, but so we were winning 3 or 4-0, we were off. So definitely me, Connor, Duggan. It were players you needed every week, but you needed them off when it was when to rest them.
Rest half an hour and then
you're ready again. So we like played Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for a couple of weeks. And in the end it took its toll on me. I pulled up on we've been playing, I can't remember what we played, but we played Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday. Till like my 5th game in like 9 days. It was something stupid. And I pulled something, so I missed the last 3 games. And they were all panicking like, cause I think we played after we played Jaw at home, and it rested me and said, I'm going to rest you today. And we weren't at it whatsoever, and I come on at half time at 0-0. I didn't even really do much, I just started shouting at people, like our players, like just to run about a bit more. We beat 5-0 second half. And we went, well, I know it were a lot, but we'll know what you...
What was that about?
It was a shocking game, weren't it?
Maybe you played.
I had to go on for the last 10 minutes.
Did you?
Pulled up.
I can't even remember, man.
I think
I can't remember.
I had 1-0 when he came on.
We've got...
It definitely weren't.
Definitely weren't. We've got an American kid playing centre half, if you remember.
Yeah.
It like it from getting fired out of cannon. Straight, missed it 3 times and got in scored.
Yeah.
They'll turn around and Duggan's in.
He's just going, your worst one I've ever seen.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't, man.
You weren't one.
I can't remember. I can't remember everything to say, to be honest.
He said it to me.
So you can't edit. I can edit.
I went to the man said, you know your second worst.
He said to me, you can't edit it, so that's all I can do.
I know. I'm looking back to it.
Yeah.
When I like see like left foot play, I go, he's all right footed, and I go, fucking left foot, like that's why I've said it. Just to like get a nibble.
What about that winning cup final though?
We had, I think everybody gave us no chance. And do you know what? I remember like watching one.
It's good as ground.
Yeah. And they had all the players there like.
Who we played?
Emily won Prem.
Yeah.
So they won Prem, we won Div 1, and we were knackered. We beat, everybody forgets that, oh, they're like, well, we're route to final. We beat Silsden in quarter final, and we beat Campion in quarter final, Silsden in semi final, and obviously champions in final. And they had everybody there, and we thought, oh, they're going to rest people, they didn't, they played everybody. They've not played in a couple of weeks, to be fair to them. But, fucking, I remember watching Warp, I thought, we look on this. And I remember Ahmed and Brandon were playing in the middle of me, and they were snapping at everybody in warm-up, like the young lads and like the...
Did you miss that then for injury?
No, I played, I played, yeah. I come back, I was back for that, and Keane Guest, with them 3, and they were just, I just remember warm-up and they were snapping at everybody. There was a bit of edge to them, that they're quite relaxed kids, but they were like,
champions are champions,
yeah. And I just remember looking at them thinking, we're going to be alright here, like a big pitch. We had quite a lot of young ones, we had a thick side, and I was like winding that Wally up on wing, or like gearing him some like proper going at him like a lot, and he was going at me, and we were clashing into everybody. I did that little one in middles thing, and clashed into him after the first 5 minutes, and Brandon was flying at people, and Ahmed were ready and everything. Ahmed's only small, but his jump's a joke. and Duggan were causing them problems. Like them two at back, it Colwell and
Cowgill and Barber, sorry.
yeah, they're both good, aren't they?
Yeah,
Pash were right back.
Yeah, another good player.
Yeah, and Duggan, I swear to you, that game, I was surprised Emma didn't try and sign him after he tore them to pieces, and I mean pieces. And we won 1-0 up at half time, Brandon scored, and then second half I pulled up again. After about 65 minutes, I'd come back too early. I played well up to it, to be fair. I felt like good, like, but we put Keane Guest on, and he just come back from me done his shoulder thing, and he's another one, like he can go as high as he wants. And he ripped him to bits for 25 minutes, couldn't get near him. Like, he was two.
Yeah.
And we won 3-0, and you know what? It could have been 5 or 6.
No,
Like,
it went sour there, didn't it, with budget again for Yazoo and stuff.
No honesty with Font Club.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to say there's no honesty with money, like, for no reason. Not so with Nebsy or Jimmy or Keelan, and it was a shame because we'd have had a great go at that Prem this year. If we kept everybody together, and we'd have added probably needed a couple.
I think we thought that. I think we thought that like the sides coming up were going to go.
Yeah, look at Beverley. I mean, we were better than Beverley, I thought, last year, and they kept the same side together. Similar to North Federer with Alan, we beat them to Div 1. They went up and got promoted year after and kept me on the same side, and they had a couple. So if we'd have kept everyone together, we'd have been up there. We'd have got playoffs. I think we'd have been around playoffs. I'm pretty sure it. But and then Connor got an offer from Ossett, so did Duggan.
Quite a few went, started
drifting off. Yeah, them two went. They were getting inklings about money, but then I think when them two left, there were two at higher earners, us three were probably three highest earners, and Nebsy all having conversations with me, all like, I just need to know budget now. I'm not telling you budget, and I thought, well, you shouldn't really a manager, but I think you need to tell me budget so I know what if we're going to try and sign certain players and stuff like that. And he didn't really know it, and I was like, I'm not holding about. I said, I'm 40, I've obviously won Div 1 at 41 and that, and I thought, I don't know how long I'm going to play for. I thought, I feel like I've got one more in me at least. And then
I think you're going to take your active stuff for staying.
Yeah, well, definitely, You've done a great job, He's just
the first 11th.
Doing well.
That's season for him. I mean, I like him and all as a bloke. He's
brilliant kid.
He'll ring me and we'll have a chat about teams and stuff like that.
Well, you can't say a bad word about him.
Nice kid. Lovely kid.
Yeah.
Always one.
Dress sense.
Oh, dress sense, right. Cut socks. You cut them socks with kids. We cut socks at the bottom.
GLM baseball.
He's putting, the bit you cut off at sock. He's wearing no socks, he's wearing the bit you cut off inside his shoe. So that's just plucking over his football boots with ankles out. And we were like, all point like Jen physio, she's like,
yeah, not bothered though, will it?
Then we're like, Jen's like, what's he doing? And we're like, what? He realised it. But like outside the pitch. He just doesn't get down. He's got Nebsy on, Geely on cap, and
you went to Woodwell for a bit.
Yeah, loved it. Did well, like Dodo, Cole, and we got Norbs. Brilliant, like respect for all three of them.
And things were going well there as well, so I was quite surprised when I actually thought it was a joke. If I'm honest with you, I thought they'd put some attack bit pissing them out.
What, that I'd left?
Yeah. Because I always thought that Woodwell were going to be there or thereabouts this year, and they've proven that.
I knew we'd be around there, but I think what it was, we had like a bit of a spell in like November. We played Vors, we played Allen on Saturday, and that was a big game for me because I just didn't want to be losing to Allen or Dents or anybody, any team, just any ex-team I don't want to lose to. We turned up, we had like...
It was Sunday, wasn't it?
No, it was Saturday.
Oh, was it Saturday?
Horrible day, that weekend when we were...
That's right.
Wind were like bad that weekend, it was stupid. It was a kilt game, and we turned up at like 13, and I thought 13, 14, and we were like, no, and in Vors, we'd done well in Vors, we beat that team from Liverpool in opposite Bangor, good side, we beat them, we did well. And we had like loads of injuries, but we weren't signing anybody, and I was like, I kept going to Dodo, like we need to get this, and they're like, yeah, we're trying to get him, we tried getting Miles keeper, and we just weren't signing him. I got Niall in, which helped massively, and I don't know what it was, I don't know, I'm honest enough to say, I thought they were trying to do it on cheap to try and just nick playoffs, that's what I thought at that point. We wouldn't sign a keeper, we took it, and then we played Ilkley Town away. This was building up to this, we had like 4 or 5 weeks, we had 12, 13 players. And we were like falling to bits, and then Gav had left, and Gav one of the main people got me to sign. Dodo obviously wanted me to sign, and called it, and they did loads to get me to sign and that. And Gav left for whatever reason. Obviously, I don't think he got a better offer at Gould or whatever it was, but we didn't replace him. And I was like, I went to Dollar, I went, well, we're going to go and get him, well, try him. They're like, budget's at top. And I'm like, how can budget be at top? We've lost Gav. Gav's as highest paid. Easily highest paid. Yeah, easily highest paid. And I thought, I'm not daft. This is
we were thinking like we'll get Duggan then, or something like that. Or something
well, I knew we couldn't get Duggan because I know Duggan would like at Clay Cross, but I wanted to get Jamie Austin.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. And then Retford had been trying to get me to dual sign with him just to help him out in running.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, not a problem. I Richard was like, yeah, just dual sign me and help us out. And then we played Oakley Town away, and we played at Astro. I played well like that. Dog like, we played really well, so right, impressed me and all that. And I went to him, we had 13 men. And 2 of them on bench were Guesty, Nick Guest, were injured. Another of them were younger, were injured. And I'm like, well, it's second, we were second at that point, Oakley were third. I'm like,
there's a reserve side as well, isn't there?
Pardon?
There's a reserve side as well.
And I'm like, second v third, we've travelled to Oakley, we've got 2 subs on bench. Both injured. Why have we not gone out and signed anybody? And to me, that were it, like, we're not going to win league, we're just going to try and do what we're going to do, we're going to try and get in playoffs, and we maybe might strengthen at end, which is exactly what they've done. But they've strengthened earlier than what they have done, and they've signed players they needed from start. I mean, Sam Finlaw, cracking player. Yeah. Seb were one they needed. The keeper was the massive one from start. They'd have won it by now. There's no offence to Charlie Preston at keeper, good young keeper, good lad. But that's what I mean, they make difference when you want to win leagues, and if we'd have signed a keeper out of start, like we tried doing and they didn't, they'd have won it by now. But we signed Owen Fields then, good signing, what we needed. We signed Liam Owen, good signing. But like, we didn't sign that big strike. We've got Eddie Agnew up top, brilliant, like, good player. I love Eddie. He's nuts. Like, I'd have him at any of my teams. He's brilliant. We had good young players like Danny Yule and Connor Hodgson and obviously Kieran and that's what I've got. Kershaw. Kershaw, brilliant. Yes. Gandol at captain. And we did well, we looked a good side and good lads, right? Because I don't know how long I've got left. I said,
one last hurrah, potential to win something together and stuff. Yeah.
If I'm going to end it, I said, I'd rather end it with Rich. It's not against Sean. Cole were brilliant, like, Cole said he we're good that I left, but he understood, like, and Norbs is brilliant, he was a guy, and he was good, because he'd only just come in, and I love Norbs, he's brilliant, like, he's got a lot of respect for him, and especially, like, Dodo, I've that many ding-dongs in over years. Yeah. He's generally one of the most favourite people, and I thought he was brilliant, like, Chamberlain was so funny and dry, and he's like, good with lads, and Nate's art, just funny, and you can see why he's done well where he's gone. He's a very good kid, a lot of respect for him.
Well, you've made that transition to Retford now, and you're flying with them, aren't you? Like, have you enjoyed it there?
Yeah, I loved it.
Well, I was just thinking, like, I've just thought, fuck it, I've done nothing North East Counties, I've won everything in that. I'd like to try and go over the side now.
No, wait, just like, honestly, there's some travel in that. There's a bit of travel.
There's been a real conundrum there if I get promoted this year. I know that, don't there?
Oh yeah, but I might be retiring this season.
I know there's been a real conundrum because if the Gus gets promoted from that, then you're up. Do you just try and get all 4?
I don't know, I doubt it. I don't think I've got
Mrs. Patterson's probably going to watch this and go, you better.
She thinks I'm like retiring in this season. I don't know what I'm doing yet, I might be retiring. So I don't know yet, I'm going to see how body is next few games, but I'm starting to think this might be nice.
You're enjoying it at Retford?
Loving it, yeah. Body manager's brilliant. Yeah. We've got Chappie there. Yeah. He's an absolute character, nuts, so funny.
Would you feel like it would be a good way to go out? Well, you know, you're Rich being there as well.
That's one of the main things, yeah. Obviously, from being a kid with him, starting off, and being a kid with him, his brother, but you know, like starting out, we've always been together with football and we've played against each other. Obviously, we fell about that with headbutts. Because I want, obviously, we don't want to keep it too long. No, you're right, no rush, man, don't rush, no rush, but I know
there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you. Obviously, we've just gone through everything there. So Saturday, I'm thinking, is it 5 Division 1 titles? Mansfield?
Yeah.
Allen?
Yeah.
Parkgate?
Yeah.
Answorth Paramore?
Yeah.
Or is it 4?
Charlene. I said Charlene.
Yeah, no, what's 5? So
I'm on 9 altogether, that's with cups as well.
So 5, let's just park it at 5 Division 1s.
Yeah.
You've got your Prem with your works on that you won't forget.
Yeah.
the cup that year,
League Cup,
was it 7?
yeah, League Cup with Portgate,
Yeah, so we're missing one.
President's Cup with Answorth,
That's your 9.
9. So I wanted 10. That's what I wanted. That's what's been winding me up.
So 9 promotions, cups, you name it. It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad. Serial winner.
That's
Right,
not bad, mate.
Not bad, is it? Did alright in the end.
That's why I still got at 48.
Yeah.
nine at that. You're probably not going to be able to answer this, or knowing you probably will do, because drink's not made it easy for you. 9 on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Sundays.
34 with Joker. 3 with Colin Campbell. Yeah, 3 with Colin Campbell. No, 3-1. Yeah, 3 with Colin Campbell, 30, 34, 33, 30 something. They got me a big frame when I retired and I left,
Yeah.
and it had all cups on, and they'd done it wrong, which pissed me off. And then that's like, I was redoing it, I missed a couple off, like, but yeah, 30 odd with Joker.
That's so good and all,
Yeah. I was there a long time, I was there for
No, I know, but
13 years with Joker.
Who is winning that fight?
Who?
You and your kid.
Me.
Said it again.
Me. I'm a bit heavier than you.
Do you reckon? Do you reckon? Because obviously, it blew up, social media blew up with that one.
Did you? It
Blew up
went
with that.
stupid, didn't it?
Is that just because you're both serial winners?
What's that like kicked off, you think?
Is it because the when you're locking arms against each other, which has not been too frequent, has it?
No.
Is it because of these 6-7-year-old lads tumbling around on pitch kicking lump sides to each other? Is that just you've just grown like that and you just both want to win?
Yeah.
Or what is it? Or is it just being a brother?
Probably a bit of all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably from my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm in my head now, but his dad just said to them both, like sitting down like 2 kids with
Yeah.
dickheads.
Same with his littlest brother, he's bigger than both of us, like, when we have like Sunday dinner together with my dad and that, like, it's mayhem.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just...
Because we all grandkids.
Yeah,
as
to be
well.
fair, them two go at each other more than me, because I'm
Yeah.
the oldest one. Them two go at each other, like, we had pancake day on
Craig and Rich.
Yeah, pancake day, and they're arguing who eat most pancakes. So we're having like a tournament, we had a tournament, who ate most pancakes.
Yeah.
And now Craig's like going to pancake and he's like making another half one just to try and win. And this is what, now Richard's going at him because his top's too tight, because he's like got a bit like, there's not much to it, like Craig like a little bit, and he's like, look at you, eating all his pancakes, just a bit like that,
Yeah.
not too serious.
Just brotherly love, mate.
Yeah, we'd come together, we'd played against each other for workshop, he worked Frickley, and he flew in on me on one and caught me, and I just remember thought, you fucking old prick. And then we walked outside, and it was like being alright, and I felt bad about it, I just straight up there and knocked him on the floor. And like sat down and went, get up. Like walked away, and we didn't even I remember a couple of days after, we would speak to each other every day. We'd speak to him for about 4 days. I probably didn't speak to each other, I thought, the beat us 1-0, we had 10 men. And we played against each other at AFC Mansfield. I was captain of AFC Mansfield, he was captain of Clipston.
Yeah.
I made a couple of ding-dongs there, and they were like, it's just a mid-table, like both mid-table teams at that point, and it's just a mid-table. I'm like, Richard, you're not even like that. It's like you're not bothered, you're all bothered. And we're beating them 2-0 and they end up drawing 2-1, like, in my face. I thought you weren't bothered.
This is what I mean, though, it's just brothers.
Yeah. But that Allen game with Portgate one, we probably built up a bit by our family, which were a bit stupid, because we were building it up as in, this is probably the last time we're going to play against each other, because obviously we're going to retire and stuff. And my mum hadn't come for years. My nan come. She hadn't come for years. All our Richard's kids were there, all my kids were there, they're all sat together, we're all like quite close.
Wives next
So
week.
like my wife, Richard's wife, sat there, our Craig were there, his wife were there, his kids were there, so everybody were there. And it was built up in week leading up to it when we'd seen like, oh, what's school going to be and all that lot. And it was friendly, and I thought, there's no way am I losing this game. I thought, and I thought, there's no way am I losing to it. And it was Alan, obviously, the old team had left, and I thought, and Rich, obviously I was captain, I'd left, Richard was then captain, and I was captain of Portgate, and I just thought, there's no way am I beating him. To be fair, like, he played well and I played well, but we never really come near each other until, literally, we had a few like tackles, but I kept beating him in air, and like saying little things, and he'd back off and then he'd beat me and he was saying little things. But Richard, when people forget him, he's quite clever. He's a lot smarter than me with it. He'll say it under his breath, or if he's inside you, he'll say it to your ear. I'll say it so you can all hear it. And ref and side and everything, wide, everybody. But he's just as much a wind-up merchant as me. Everybody thinks it's just me. He's not. He just does it a lot quieter. Like he's a bit of a prick when he wants to, but in a good way. Like he'll try and he wants to win and stuff like that. And it comes to like last tackle, and I don't know who tackle it was, but it was a bad tackle on one of ours on theirs. It won Brownie for Alan, and it all got together. And he was throwing grabbing one of our players and throwing him off. So I just come in and warmed one of their players off, and then I moved Brandon off, and I didn't want to touch Brandon because obviously a good mate, Brandon Bradbury Fallon. And then Richard come over and Ed, he's trying to push me, and I'm like, you're not moving me. He's like, I'm moving you. I'm like, you're not moving me. And the next thing, put head to head, and then he's slid his head, and I've just gone like that, and then he's just gone trying to bite me nose. So I've got cut nose, he's got finger here, and then we thought, oh, ref's just going to come over and just gives a yellow card. Yeah, and he come over and he went, red, idiots, off you go. And we just walked off, and I was walking off, but I'm walking off with him, what are we doing? And he's like, he went straight away, I was like, you started it. I said, Richard, I said, you bit me nose. You headbutted me. I went, no, I've brushed my head against your nose. I've gone in on my head to get you out. You've chewed a bit on my nose. He's like, no, you. And then as we walked off, within 30 seconds, we were laughing about it. Straight away, our thought process was, we need to get round ref end at final whistle, so he doesn't send it in. That was straight away. We weren't bothered about what else. And I'm walking off, and my mum were looking at us, and he looked at Richard, and mum went, just like, but then it was funny. My dad just sneaked on, and I just looked over and down, my dad went.
And what life's like and kids.
They were laughing like his kids call me Uncle Dan, and they were like, why is Uncle Dan fighting Daddy and all? I'm not like wives were laughing, and then we got refs to not send it in. I was straight down him after that, and he said just went, yeah, I'm not sending it to a friend.
Honestly, I think that's a great way to end it.
I imagine our family just looking around and Greg's still getting that bit thrown.
I think that's a great way to end it. What I hope happens for you, because I think you deserve it for what career you've had. And I mean, people can think what they want now. Yeah. People can think what they want. I've played against you, and yeah, you've probably round me a few times and that, but it's only because we wanted to win games as bad as each other and stuff. And I think what you've just proven there with the trophies, what you've won, you're an excellent career, mate. Yeah. Let's hope we can get that next one back, because that'll be if it is the end, if it is if it is final, what a way to do it with your brother and get another promotion. Let's see you. So definitely. Good luck, mate. Top man. Thank you. Top man.